Hello. I'm sorry it took me so long. I do apologise. I'm sorry if that was Doshin. I thought it was actually Ricardo. So I was just like, I'm just banning him straight off, fucking bitch. So, yes. So I'm expecting a special guest, who is very, very welcome. Wow, what a great stream. Yes. Well, Buttocks, could you now you're a moderator, could you undo everyone who's blocked? I don't know how to do it. I mean, I'd have to go in my community. Let's have a look. See if I can do it. Oh, I can't see what you're. Let's discuss jokes. Jokes, yes, interesting. Let's discuss jokes. I think that's a very good topic of conversation. It's a deep one. And if I hadn't just had a spliff, I might have a bit more to say on it because I've watched loads of interesting stuff about it actually. And Sam Vaknin has got some interesting stuff about it as well. Oh yeah, thank you very much. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much. Something telling me something I don't need to know. So so if I put my stream on here, sorry, I've just been outside smoking, so I go in my thing. Oh shit, my voice is on there. Okay, and now I can go on and have a look. I'll share my screen. Down, boy, down. Oh, down. So, let's have a look at. Oh, hang on. Just for a minute. I just need to. One sec. There we are. Get YouTube up first, just in case something comes up that I don't want to see, don't want to show. And if I go in. Oh my God. Right. Sorry. Now. Right. Oh, you can see everything I've got here. Look, I've got a story here about Captain N. My thing about trains. Fucking hell, right? So that's why it took my video of Angela so long. No. Where is it? I thought it was Where is it? Community is in art. Look at these. These are all old Carl comments. Look at these. I don't know how to do it. I don't know how to do it, guys. I thought it was in here. Maybe not. Maybe not. How do I thought it was in community or something. Is it in the actual YouTube? Is it in the actual YouTube? I wonder. Well, yes, crickets anyway. So something's happened to Albert's channels. Really? Really? No! I never got to see the one from yesterday that he did about me. I never got to see it. This is what I mean. I don't have time. I just don't. And I really did try to do a timely response to everything that was going on. And you know me at the moment, especially, I'm just taking it slow and using it as my enjoyment. But there are interesting conversations to be had. I'm stalling. I'm terrified of Angela. Is Angela there? She's not here yet. I'm not stalling. I was looking to see if I could find a way of unblocking people because I thought that might be holding people up. All right, not just the views. Well, it's all about the games around here. So I'll have a look in the actual YouTube. I was looking in the studio to see. Maybe she's, or maybe she was sick of waiting, because I did end up, I said it was going to be 2:30 because I knew she only had a small time frame. And I always do this, and I'm like, yeah, I can do it earlier than I did. But I had only just got up when I found out that she wanted to do it. And I did want to do a stream tonight, but I would have done it probably around the sort of 3:30 mark, which is when I'm normally doing it. But I didn't want to miss her window of opportunity. So I kind of tried to fudge it, and then I just ended up going over. But I've kind of done it a bit earlier than I would have done. So I don't think Angela's scared at all. And that's why I think it's going to be sweet. So yes, I've opened a beer and everything in Angela's honour. So chin chin. I have. I think she'll turn up if she can, but I'm still going to try and unblock people. So how do I even find this fucking thing? My channel. I don't know. Subscriptions. Community. There it is. I see it. Okay, so it's just my community tab. What of it? Can someone help me? Can someone tell me what the hell's going on and how I do it? I've been told so many fucking times that it just goes out of my head. Ugh. I don't know. I'll have to watch a video on it, I think. I will. So, while I wait for Angela, what topic of conversation shall we discuss? There was many, and I was having a very interesting discussion earlier with someone. So there are lots of discussions to be had, but I'd like other people to lead it possibly and give us a topic. Doshin, this is your time to shine. Give us a topic of conversation. You're in the hot seat. But I'm not going to give the link out because I want to wait and see if Angela comes. And then I want to just me and her for a bit, and then if she's up for it, we'll open it up. That was my half plan. Sees what she wants to do. So yes, this is me at 3:00 in the morning. 4:00 in the morning, I'm a little bit more with it and doing stuff. And I was going to do reaction because I did a shitty reaction. It was a shitty reaction again. I was trying to fit it in. And I just didn't have enough time. I got like 25 minutes in to reacting to those guys, and it takes half an hour for me to get all my shit out of my system of the stuff that I have watched. They discussed the weather. It was raining, but it was cool because I remember doing a video a year ago when those rains were here last year. It might not be those exact rains, or maybe it was one a bit later on, but they came like autumn's, like the start of autumn's come. So, and I remember doing a run, and it was right at the beginning of when I started doing just opinion pieces type things, and it was Slotham had said for me to do one. Do you remember? It was ages and ages and ages. It was a year ago. And that's what it was called, Here Comes the Rain. And that's why I called that Here Comes the Rain again, because here it was. Is there still chavs? I don't know. I don't know if it's changed. I don't really know. Chavs was like a thing that kids called each other that I knew of. You know what I mean? Just like a kid thing at school. I think that's quite cool. Not just the views. Yeah, that could be considered. A skill, to have a decent skill for other sweaty men online. Yeah, but what a place it is! What a place this is. That is like you found a yeah. That's cool because now don't misconstrue what I'm saying, but offering different skills to broaden people's horizons in the troll pit is fucking top notch. Whoever does it. So anyone who brings something different to this table, is interesting. It's just interesting because this place is just so fucking nasty. And so it's just like what would you say, the red chakra. And it's like there's a place for it. Everyone needs it. It's a part of us. It's the shadow work. This place is like the YouTube shadow or something. But it's not even that. It's like it's not even as good as that. It it's like the shitty VHS version, and that's what everyone wants because everyone wants the retro shit. Leave Carl alone. You should talk to fucking their boyfriend, fucking Nelda, about that. Was it? Yeah, calling me Carl, calling me CPE Carl, because I invited him on, her, stroke her on for the paddle. You should have heard his shirty response. Yeah, leave Slotham alone. I ain't done anything to Slotham. I ain't done anything wrong to him. I wouldn't. He's my buddy. He was there for me when I needed him. He was there for me when those guys were fucking starting, and he tried with Rod. But it's like abandon all sincere communication with those who are insincere, and that's the journey I'm on, isn't it? Trying to find in this place. Like when I was having a discussion earlier, I was thinking about it, and it's like this place is you already suspend your disbelief when you walk in, especially as a normal person walking in from happy birthday, happy clappy YouTube land. So it's shocking. There's a lot of shocking stuff. And it's about accepting that and still keeping yourself and still being able to be honest and true to yourself, be real with yourself, I think, and not just make a show and well, you can, but it just takes a bit of the meat away, I think. I've got a 20-minute long Creep's Gonna Creep song I can put on in the background if you want. Creep's Gonna Creep. Put that on. Or I could put the Twigs on again. We can listen to that. I was so shit at the Twigs earlier. It was depressingly bad. I just couldn't even get past the first screen. Terrible. Absolutely terrible performance. But yeah, I think anyone, especially like a musical skill. I mean, who else? What we were subsisting on fucking D Reed's CD of the day or CD of the week or whatever it was for ages before Slotham turned up. I tell you what, Justy, why don't you play the piano for us? Eh? Again, we can at some point, but maybe not tonight. Maybe later. See what if Angela turns up. I'm waiting for Angela, but later, yeah, because I did say that I did want to talk to him about stuff. But that's all gone anyway. That's all under the bridge. But we can discuss it if he wants. But I did say he could come on. He just kept turning up. He turned up like 3 times in a row, like literally as I was about to finish. And I think it was probably just coincidence. But I was just like, for fuck's sake. But yeah, there's a few people I want to talk to. So if people are around, then yeah. If people are still about and after Angela's time slot is over, we'll see. We'll see what happens. So maybe I could react to those guys for a bit and get that done. But I don't. Well, he's doing them all the time. He's doing them like, when's your next one? When's your next one, Buttocks? And anyway, so what's going on with the ghosts? Are we actually doing ghosts, or was this going to be the ghosts? If you know what I mean. You know what I mean? Was it going to be that? Or do you actually want to do ghosts? Because I do. It's cool. I was listening to some good shit about ghosts. You could play some spooky piano. We could do it for Halloween. Fucking brilliant. I'm shit at the piano. I could play Bananas in Pyjamas, one-fingered. And, well, my nails are pretty clean. There is still a little bit of doo-doo in one fingernail, though. Tiny bit. There's always a little bit if you do some fucking work in your house. There's always a little bit. And I've got, like, fairly long nails. Not long. I'd say they're longish. They're not the old curling in on yourself nails, like that picture the other night. So what's the next discussion? How sexy? We've done that one. Yes, we do. Yes, we do. I think we should have a campaign. We should have a campaign. Because, I mean, it's all up in the air now because Lewis has shot himself in the foot by making such a big song and dance. I can't check if Lewis isn't blocked, is he? I hope he's not. If you are, Lewis, let me know somehow. And I'll get Buttocks to fix it for me because I can't do it. It comes to something when you're getting that boomer to do your fucking tech shit for you. Fucking hell. We're in a right tangle. We're in a right tangle here. But yeah, we should do that. Like, so now, like Lewis has said that, you know, all I had to do to lose was leave before Angela had to leave. So therefore, what does that mean? So we need to have a rematch with Lewis and Slotham, and it has to be a musical one. I think there's a few people who've said it now. It'd be amazing. I'll do the video. I'll make the video for it just so you can join me. Is he? Oh, that was probably me. That was probably me ages ago. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much. I have to. Oh God. Yeah, Vic was telling me that that's like a pain in the arse, an absolute pain in the arse. But I can have a look. I can have a go. From the settings, guests, band guests. Oh, it tells you. I've only got 3. I've got 3. Maniac, Mega Man, George. I'll unblock him because I actually want to talk to him. I actually want to. Yeah, all it says, it had 3 band guests: Action Figure and Maniac, Mega Man, something, and George Taylor, who I've unblocked. That was it. So I don't know. Guess general. No. I don't know. Any ideas from the hate watchers in the other? Or I say hate watchers, people who can't speak because they've been blocked. Maybe. I do apologise. Honestly, I don't know. I'm just a fucking melon when it comes to this shit. It really is. Just one of them. Come on, Justy, you must know how to do this shit. And anyway, and Co-op, you do this stuff all the time. You must know. Yes, I know. Yes. I've been going around to Buttocks's. It's like that's the thing. Like, I'll just go and see my mates, and they're all like, "Oh, you're part of this, and you're part of that," and he's like, "No, we've been through that now. I'm just here. I'm just here now. That's it. And I ain't going anywhere, Tommy Miko. I ain't going anywhere, Buster. I'm gonna fix your wagon." Except I don't even. I'm not putting all this big chat out there, but I can't even unblock someone who's been blocked on my StreamYard. So settings I've looked at. Let's have a look at this. Guests. I don't know. Just don't know. I suppose I'll have to watch a video on it. Unless someone can tell me if they're not blocked. Yeah, I don't know how to do anything about that. I'm sorry. That will have been from back in the day that will have been from then. Probably. Let's put this on. Except you probably can't see it. So how long shall I give Angela? What sort of time frame was it? About the next 2.5 hours. So what, another half an hour? Another half an hour for Angela? And then if I can open it up, even if he's blocked from my StreamYard, can he not just come on if I give the link out? Can he not just come on anyway? Maybe. Can he? I don't know. Oh yeah, me too. Well, yeah, you can see. You can see. Yes. Yes, it's a job for Buttocks, that well-known tech-savvy whiz kid. But in half an hour, one of you guys could come up onto the panel and help me. You can help me. You can help direct me. It'll be the blind leading the blind. You haven't answered me anyway, Buttocks. What of ghosts? Now, be honest. If you're not bothered about ghosts, I'll do it on my own. I don't care. If it was just to engineer something like this, because this is cool. This is cool. We can do this instead. It's absolutely fine. I know what you like. 1 hour. 1 hour. Okay, we can do 1 hour. I know how it is. Like you had to wait for me, so I'm happy to wait for her. Absolutely fine. Whatever it suits. And like I've took a leaf of that out of Red Bull's book. He was so laid back with his streams, and it was just so chill and so accessible for people. And I mean, mine's not as accessible, obviously, because there's all that fuck up with the modding. And I was just like, what's the worst that can happen if I give people big wrenches? Well, there you go. That's the worst that can happen. But I'm not blaming that for the heavy metal gamer banning, because that was back in that time. At that time, when I was disgruntled and aggrieved. I'm gonna get my skinning up tray. So if I do end up reacting to those guys for a bit while Angela turns up, I will probably spout off a little bit beforehand. And what happens is I go for about half an hour, and then I'm like, and then I'm done, because I've only got like an hour or so. But obviously this time I've got a few more hours. You intend on rubbing my buttocks? Oh, very nice. But I'm asking about ghosts. Thrift books. I've not got a book for a long time, but when I did, I used to get them all from the second-hand shop. Mostly. Sometimes I got a new one occasionally, but there's just not the variation, or there wasn't the same. It didn't seem like it. The second-hand bookshops, oh god. Not necessarily the thrift bookshops, but some of them, well, I suppose some of them are like super cheap as well. But like an actual old bookshop, oh my god, I love them. There's a couple of them, or there were, and they used to have them all out on the front, you know, on a hot sunny day. Have them all out on the front. I've been down there for donkeys. But the book I'm still reading, and I've been reading it for fucking months, and I got halfway through it, is Pollen by Jeff Noon, and it's banging. Absolute fucking the Vert series. Oh my god, it's so good. It's like fantastical, the dream world, you know, the fantasy realm. Oh, mate, really? I don't. I've not seen any evidence of that. I haven't seen no evidence of that, mate. Scorned FM is in fucking on air big time. He doesn't care. They don't care what they sound like, what they look like. They don't care that this has got nothing to do with them, except the fact that although I'm really interested in opening up a discussion with Angela, and I'm really interested in having different topics being brought up that are going to be challenging massively, especially in this space, because it's like I've done the time floating around watching it and suspending my disbelief and all the rest of it. And now I have actually started drawing my lines and saying I'm not, and especially with this one, and it was Angela who brought it up and confronted me with it, which is the thing that made me go, no, I'm drawing a line here. This is not me. And so for the first, I'd say it's been building for a while, and maybe I've done bits and bobs in the first place, and I have drawn a line with you, Dorshin, before as well. But like there are lines, but I was challenging my lines by coming in here, and it was Volp that got me going on that one. It really was. He made me challenge my lines, and so then now I'm coming round to making new lines, and so this is going to be banging for that, because now it's time to reflect big time. But because this place is so harsh and it's a troll dojo, this is how the reflection should be. It works, it goes. And so I'm well up for this. And that's where I'm interested in the whole psychology thing, because for me, this is like bringing it all back in to useful stuff for me personally, you know, self-indulgent as fuck. But it is called YouTube. So it's for me. It's like for me to be able to use this learning. And if I can use it, other people might be able to, if they want to. If not, fine, whatever. But like, that is bringing it full circle a little bit, or bringing it a little bit more into out of this abstract, suspended disbelief, almost fantasy world that this is, into real questions that come. It's like the test at the end of the exercise. So I'm down for this big shit, big times. Oh, greetings, Sir Elliot the Third. Who are you, I wonder? Greetings. Yes. I wonder who that is. Forgive me for being suspicious, but there's a few creeps gonna creep around at the moment. And that's that one, really. But yeah, the other side of it is that obviously my interest peaked on the other side of it, as I said on my upload, with their reaction, with Scorned FM's reaction, because they were so, oh man, I don't know what it was that made them go off air for such a small amount of time, but something did, because you could sense it. I could sense the invisible army backing off, the invisible fucking worm army. And it was only for a small amount of time, but then obviously they came in riding Dean's coattails, which was just the most beautiful thing ever. No, they didn't care. They don't care what they look like. Hey up. Yes. Yes, Angela. Hello. Greetings. Yes, I do want to talk to you. Well, if you want to talk to me, I also got the same message. That you wanted to talk to me. So, and that you only had a small amount of time to do it in, which is why I did it at this time for you, especially. So, yes. Whoever's brokered it, they've engineered it so that we are talking to each other, or possibly the potential of talking to each other. Yes, I don't know who Sir Elliot the Third is. Is it you, Dean? Is that you? Because if that's Captain N, he's going. Swear to God. Don't give a shit. Fuck off. That can fuck off. I did. I sent the link to Angela's got the link. Thank you very much, sir. So, oh, was it not? Oh, oops, sorry. He did sound like him, though. Well, you can send him back. You don't have the link. Oh, right, I thought you did. Oh, sorry. Right, I'll send it you. Oh, man, I'm just about to... Oh, God, I just had to split. Okay, right. Do you want me to send it now or 5 minutes? I was just going to have a quick smoke. And I have to stand on the door. To do it. Or I can send you the link and put you on, and you can have a chat for 5 minutes while I smoke, and I can be in the chat at the door on my phone. Shall I do that? You don't have the link. Well, this one, it's just for you. It's just for you, Angela. It's just for you. Just saying. So this is just for you, Angela. And I was going to have a quick smoke. So it might be good for you to be able to just say your piece without me because I do. And if I do talk over you, just tell me to shut the fuck up, right? Because it's not intentionally. Oh, thank you very much. I appreciate it. I do appreciate it. Who are you, Sir Elliot III? Is it you, Lewis? I'm trying to guess now. I've got no idea who it is. Cheatman's here. Hello. The guy from Japan. I don't know how to do it. Right, I'm going to go for a smoke while Angela gets... Is that all right, Angela? I've sent the link. Sorry, the link is up above. Where is it? Where is it? It's in your best interest for me to have a smoke beforehand anyway, because I won't be worth anything. I'll be shit at arguing, shit at discussing, and the rest of it. But it'll be funny. I can see you, cheater man. Yeah, I can see you. Where did I put the link? I did put the link, did I not? I thought I did. Oh, there it is. There it is. Oh, there you are. Hello. Oh, device not connected, but I'm sure it will do. Just fatal. What? Fatal Vision? I never. That's after the event. That's way after the event when that happened. Oh. Greetings, Angela.
Hello, here I am.
Hello. She's here.
Mm-hmm.
Hello. So, do you mind if I go for a quick smoke and then you can just have the floor and say whatever you want to say and I'll come in after?
No, I just want to hear what you need to ask me. And that's it. Yeah, I made special time right now to talk to you.
Okay.
I would have been fully available at 11:30.
Oh, right. I got the wrong end of the stick. I heard that you could only do it before that time.
Oh, no, I never said that.
Right, because I could have done it better at that time as well, probably.
So what is it that you feel the need to discuss with me?
It was mainly, no, it wasn't. It was just that I'd put out there that we should do a weekly panel and just have a discussion where we just take apart what's been going on in the community or any things that we want to do, any things that we want to discuss, and the issues that get brought up. Because I do appreciate being confronted by stuff, and you have got the outside eye. Also, you're from the other side, so technically. So it'd just be a really interesting dynamic. Plus, I've been having interesting conversations today about how there are certain reflections and certain lessons to be learned from the last year at least, which need that confrontational questioning to happen. Do you know what I mean?
Carry on.
Well, yes, that's what I'm saying. That was the thing that I put out there. So then I got a message saying that you wanted to go on the panel with me in the next 2.5 hours. So I was like, okay, I want to broker this. I want to make sure we make this connection because I don't want to miss it. So then I did this. So I think that's been a bit of a mix up in communication, maybe.
Well, that's neither here nor there. We're on together right now. So what would you like to talk about?
Well, I suppose that was the main thing that I wanted to put out there, and then to see if you were up for doing that as like making a bit of a female panel, maybe once a month or something like that, vaguely regular, to just discuss things that might be going off.
Oh, such as? Because I was under the impression that you was on Team Hate Angela.
No, I was always no, not at all. I was always open to having a panel with you. I was like, this is the other woman in the community, as if I was on Team Hate Angela. I was like over there when, oh, she's gone. But yeah, if you're still listening, Angela, I was over there making fun, obviously, because you guys were over here making fun of me, and it's the troll pit, innit? Oh, she's back. But yeah, I mean, that I was out of that cult a while ago as well. Well, I don't know what time it is. Hello?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Oh, okay.
I think it cut out or something. Yeah, I've not been on Team Hate Angela. Well, I never was really, but I was on Team Take the Piss Out of Angela for a while because you were on Team Take the Piss Out of CP. So that was just like
I don't know you. You made a whole stream about me.
I made a upload about you.
Yes, you did, and I heard the whole thing.
Yeah, it was a message to you.
Concerning that we seeing how we don't know each other. I was just wondering, like, why would you want to be friends now after you did that and you don't know me?
Well, I'm not necessarily saying we have to be friends. I'm just saying that it'd be interesting for us to have a communication just because you're the only other person who has any idea or interest in this community who's a woman. And also you're from a different perspective from being where I've just come out of a cult situation with those guys over there. So I'm reflecting on that whole situation and I'm just open to everybody now. Do you know what I mean? Like I'm not down with any factions or I'm interested in the factions and there are people who I align with more than others and all the rest of it. But I'm just like enjoying being free and easy and like spouting off about it because there's so many cultists in this place and it's just funny rubbing their face in it. So that's kind of what I'm doing. And I thought that making a connection with you would be part of that if you were up for it, because you might not be, that's just where
see, here's the thing. I'm not a part of a faction or fraction or cult or anything like that. I support my man. That's what he likes to do. So every once in a while I'll chime in and that's it. I wasn't interested in developing any type of relationship with anyone. I was just wondering why you always talking about me.
Well, it was because I'd actually forgotten, to be honest, mate, and there's nothing against you. My memory's shit. You can ask Neldo. I've got a concussion, a persistive concussion thing. And I'm having a beer right now. But I had actually forgotten about you, mate, because I've had all this shit going on with these guys that you probably have no idea about. And that's fair, obviously.
Yes, I do.
Oh, right. Well, there you go. Okay, right. So you've got no interest. Okay, but
I've been updated on everything. I just don't get on panels. I'm always watching and listening, though, to a lot of different things.
So that's what I'm saying. If you're watching from the outside eye, a little bit from the outside eye, I'm interested in what you're seeing. That's all I'm saying. And it's like, it'd be because it's like so many people are in different cults, and I'm sure you've seen it from that. And people are in trying to show off for this person or curry favor with that person or whatever. And there's always these like little engineering pulling these strings and that strings and whatever. And it's like, I enjoy looking at that from the outside and trying to see it from the outside as well as being on the inside. So I'm just saying, I'd be interested in your outside view and come on the inside to do it. And there's no
I just like to stay on the outside because you cannot compete with a man. I mean, that's the issue that you're having with all of them.
I'm not competing.
Eventually, no, you trying to, and you're not in the same category, and that's where they always getting you at.
Right. Well, that's the thing.
You say one wrong word, one wrong move, and they own you. So if I was you, I wouldn't make a stream every day. I wouldn't comment every day. You have to just sit back and watch because they're waiting on you to basically fuck up, and you give them ammunition every time. So that's why they're doing you like that.
I appreciate that, and I do get that, but that's what I'm saying is that they're like flocking around looking for any crumbs because it's just like a fucking dry desert wasteland otherwise.
Yeah, you keep giving it to them though. That's the thing.
Not really,
though, mate. Attention for you.
No, I've been away. I've been away
seeking attention.
Of course, it's like I've been doing my art and getting inspiration for that. And so in that sense, yes, I'm seeking attention in the sense of I want to put my art out there and it not just be on a dusty shelf. That's it. And this is inspiring me for my art. But it's really not like the only reason I did so many streams today is because this thing was going to end up blowing out of all proportion. And those Scorned FM over there were going to start acting like really superior over the top of it. And I'm just not having that. And I've always wanted to break that for
Yeah,
you.
but you called me out. You said all these things about me and you don't even know me. Whatever you had going on with Dean, that was between you guys, but he
You brought
is
it
my
up
man
yesterday.
and I'm gonna be on his side regardless. So then
Okay.
there's that.
Yeah, that's absolutely fine, and that's not a problem, is it? I mean, that's kind of the point. The only problem I had was that if he's there controlling it all and telling you what to say and all that shit,
He
which
does not. You see, you made up your own conclusions there again. He does
I
not
said
control
if,
me.
I
And
said
there's no need to prove that. I'm my own woman. I say what I want to say. I do what I want to do because
I
see,
appreciate
I'm
that.
grown. That's part of being in a real relationship with someone. You always saying that he's doing this and that. Like I have no mind of my own and you don't even know me.
Well, exactly. I'm asking you about it now while you are on your own because this is the first time I've ever heard you on your own. That's
And
all
I'm
it
still
is.
saying the same things that I always say.
Yeah, and that's fine. It's just that
Right.
obviously
I'm
I've
not
not
a
had that
puppet.
experience of talking to you when he wasn't just behind you
Right.
saying that
Right.
stuff. So I just needed to check that out with you. That's all it is.
It's the same thing. I'm his woman. I'm his helpmate. I am his partner. I mean, I would be wrong not to be on his side, don't you think?
Yeah, that's it. But for me now, there is no real sides. And I don't know if he's updated you on that one
Right,
because he
but
probably
see,
didn't see
I'm
it.
not talking about the cult and the faction, all that. I'm talking about he and I. Not any of that. Whatever he got going on, I'm on his team. It doesn't matter what it is. It could
Well, I
be
appreciate
internet,
it.
real world, whichever. I'm on his side just like
Well, that's
he
how it
is
should
on
be.
mine.
That's how it should be.
Right.
Yeah.
So I don't understand why you sprouting all these lies talking about he controls me and he does this, that, and the other, and you don't even know
I
what type of relationship we have.
Right. So when I made that video, that was like a year ago or something. Well, a good
Yeah,
few,
and you
a
still
good
thinking
few
about
months.
me.
And I still think about you because you came on Buttocks' stream to ambush me the other day.
No, it wasn't an ambush. I just wanted to know
Okay, so
because
why
you
are you saying
always
I'm still thinking about you when I've completely forgot? I'm doing my own shit, mate. I've got my own shit going on. You came
But
into
see,
this
here's the thing.
conversation yourself. You
When
came
you thinking about my man, you thinking about me. You mention my name often.
in. What? I'd forgotten about you, mate. Only these last few hours, and only because Scorn Defend was carrying on about it. So, and it was
I'm
just
sure
like
somebody gonna pull up a quote that you made about me
about
and have
you.
the time and date stamped and which
Yeah, do
stream
it.
and which minutes to go to hear it.
For a start, I've been on holiday for a really long time. I went on for 3 weeks, and then I've had all these fucking idiots over there at the cult to deal with. I
Yeah,
swear
you
to God.
said it's been a year though. They
Okay, but like
tapping,
I said afterwards, it's
they
probably
are
not been a
tapping
year.
aggressively at their keyboard now.
Well, yeah, exactly. Well, I've said that the wrong date, and I said that as soon as I said it. It probably wasn't a year, but
They're gonna be like CPE. You said.
yeah. But you see, I don't give a shit. It's like I've already admitted that I probably did fuck up on the date on that one. But it was a good few months ago, and a lot changes in that time. Plus, even at the time, I just wanted to have a chat with you about it. But it was,
Okay.
I could only ever go on my experience, and at the time, um, it was all Dean. Do you know what I mean? It was all Dean. So I was challenging you. And what I will say as well, Angela, is that I do admit that there was probably some projection in that as well for me, because I was having the same shit with Evil, and I could see it a little bit, or I projected it because I saw that Dean was there with you on his knee all the fucking time at that time.
Where else am I supposed to be?
Well, when you're trying to make your own viewpoint, it's probably not the best situation just to be like sat there going, oh yeah, what he says, what he says. But I'm saying that as someone who was in that same position myself with Evil.
Okay,
Do you know what I mean?
well here's a tidbit of information about Angela. I'll give you something to go on. So I have 3 college degrees, and mostly all of them is dealing with people and things like that. So there's no way in the world that I could have somebody controlling me and doing what they say. If I
Okay.
was doing that, it would be for shits and giggles. That's all.
Well, that's it. It was for shits and giggles. The whole thing was for shits and giggles. Though,
We're right. Well, we're partners, not he control me type of thing. So there you go.
well, if you say so, then that's it. I've got
Oh,
no.
I
That's
know
not the
so. But you
argument.
keep insinuating that.
No, you keep bringing it back to the video that I made, which was regarding that. I've not
No,
brought that up
you're
for
missing the
ages.
point. You're
When
missing the
you came
point.
on the other night, you
Hold
were
on, listen to me. You're missing the point. I brought that up simply because you said you haven't thought about me. It's been a year. And I told you the community is frantically tapping at their keyboard now
you can do,
to
because it's not much
disprove
of
you.
a gotcha, that is it, when the things that we're discussing, when you're actually given the things that we're discussing, you're going to pick on the fact that I stumbled on the date because my date situation was a bit fucked up, and it probably wasn't. It was probably more like 8 months or something like that when I think about it. But it was when it was raining. I remember doing that video when it was raining. That's all I can fucking say.
So are you apologizing
Apologizing for what?
for making a video about me?
No, because you brought yourself into this position, coming in hot, attacking me, having shits and giggles on Dean's say so. And so I made a
Yeah,
video
but if you're
on that.
disrespecting my man, I mean, what would you have me to do? What would you do?
I would just carry on with the conversation like we're having now, but I wouldn't be
See,
demanding
that's the difference
apology
between me and
on
you.
behalf of your boyfriend. Like, and you're saying that he doesn't control everything that you're doing. Like, why
He
are you
doesn't. I'll just explain to you. So you want to make this an argument over my man, or what?
No,
What are you
you're
trying to
the
do
one
here?
who's pushed this completely and just given this whole like
That's
monologue.
the only connection we have. I mean, you know him off the internet, YouTube. I know him in real life, so that's the only thing that we could
Obviously,
possibly
this
have to discuss.
conversation I wanted to have with you wasn't actually going to be about him at all.
Okay, well, go for it.
Pardon?
Go for it. The
Yeah, that's
conversation
it.
you want to have.
Yeah, well, that was the conversation was, do you want to have a panel in the future? If so, I would be on about coming up with topics beforehand and having a look at things that have been going on in the community that you will have seen, that I will have seen, that we would have wanted to bring up. And then
Well,
we
let's
can
have a trial run right now.
So what have you seen recently, which isn't Dean focused, which you think is interesting, and what things have you seen? What sort of Machiavellian movings around and things like that have you noticed that you think are worth pointing out in this place?
Well, the fact that I hope this will make you cut me off the stream, but the reason why I said something about you defending Hyatt was because when what was his name? Darius was accused of doing those things to Candace. You denounce him. So you don't know her and you didn't know Cass either. So what was the difference?
Good point. Right. So I will say from that, there's a lot to go on that, but I'll start with one of the main things was that Darius was someone who was kicking off at other people big time and throwing all that shit on other people for so many different things. And then when it got turned on him, he turned into an absolute pussy and couldn't answer to it. And he didn't do anything after all that shit throwing and making his whole channel about it. And then on top of it, even when all that was happening, he was denying it was all happening and still shit throwing. And that was when he made his whole channel based on it after running away like a pussy for like 3 months. So that was the big part of that, because of the letdown of his, like, it's like trading standards. Do you know what I mean? Like, what the fuck? What sort of a fake is that? But then on top of it, I will say that that is a little bit more dinner party conversation, and Candice brought it, made videos about it, and kept coming and bringing that up. And she's like got her personality, and she put her video, her channel behind it. And
I'm reading the comments now. Lewis says, CPE, just out of curiosity, didn't you also say that Angela was a disgrace to women?
Well, if I did, I do apologize. That was probably just in complete anger.
See, those are the parts that you didn't want me to bring up. So I settled down. But
we can bring it up, but let's finish the conversation about the Candice thing.
No, that's irrelevant, because if a woman says something happened to her, I believe her.
What?
The facts was facts.
Are we talking about Candice or what?
Both of them. It's the same principle.
Right. I'm not.
If
but
you
you're
said someone did those things to you, wouldn't you want somebody to believe you?
I never said that I didn't believe her. Never once said I didn't believe her. What I did say is I'm not taking anything from Dean because it's a circus show and he was exploiting her.
Okay, why do you keep mentioning him? I haven't even. I mean, I love the fact that he's on your mind all the time. He's got to have those
Okay,
fans.
so you're
But we're
trying
talking
to.
about me and your conversation.
Okay, but you're bringing up a situation which was brokered by, which is completely framed by him. And if it wasn't for that, you wouldn't even be bringing it up. So
So,
you're
but did
really
that
now
in fact
trying.
happen?
So you're
Did
trying.
that happen?
You're trying a bit of a scheme here to hold my hands behind my back.
No,
You must
I
only
don't
need
scheme.
me.
I don't do any of those
Well,
things. I
what's
don't have
different? I'm not
time for
allowed
that.
to. You're trying to tie it all up so that if I
No,
talk
but did that
about
happen?
Dean, but I'm not allowed to talk about Dean, and oh,
We
you've
are
got
not
me all in a
talking. You can talk
feather.
about whoever you want, but if you say
Because then
something
he's
out the way,
always
I'm
on my
gonna check you.
mind. But you keep directing the conversation because you've asked me what the topic was, and then you brought that, which is some
Right,
completely
you said
strange
you wanted to have an everyday
conversation.
conversation. I said, let's give it a go now. And I asked you a question and you deflecting.
I'm not deflecting. I'm continuing with the point. I'm trying to stay focused on the point in hand rather than be distracted by your whatever it is you're doing here.
You're
There's no
distracted by
need
Dean
to
and
it.
you keep bringing him up, but no one's talking about that. We're trying to have a conversation as you
Okay.
requested.
So let's
King of all
forget
funeral
about
heads would like to be
that.
the mod.
No, I don't support him. This is the thing. This is old news. Like I've told you anyway. Just so you know where I stand with Hayat. You know, I've said about this. I do not support anyone being attacked, but I will not dance to the tune of someone being exploited. It's as simple as that.
Well, I'm glad you changed your mind.
I never didn't. I never didn't. All I was doing was talking to a guy who was in a really bad state at the beginning. And this is before any of that came out. And I don't know, Angela, if you were in that situation and you were in the troll pit in this nasty place, for some reason you chose to be in here, right? And then this guy who's kind of vulnerable is in there and he's being massively bullied.
Yes,
What
but
would
he
you
keeps
do?
coming there. He
Yeah, that's
keeps
it.
doing it.
As soon as he did that,
So he
that was
deserves
it.
it. He
Yeah,
deserves everything that he's
he
getting
chose
because
it.
he keep
He
egging it
chose it.
on.
Yeah, exactly. I totally agree. I've
Right.
got no,
So no, I don't
this
feel
is no
sorry for
argument
him.
here. Yeah, I did feel sorry for him. So
I
literally
don't.
because you know
I
how
do
this
not
is
feel
going.
sorry for him.
Yeah, but I did feel sorry for him at the beginning, right? And so
Well,
because I've had that past thing where I kind of looked after him a bit, right? So because of that, they're trying to hop. And then when it all came up again about this lady and all that, I was like, I am not dancing in that. But
okay,
I'm
well, let
not.
me ask you this. Has he turned on you now? Because this is what it sounds like.
I have no idea. I've not heard him.
Oh, okay.
I've had nothing to do with him. I thought he'd left. You see, I've not even been here. That's the thing. I've literally
But
been
you
back,
felt sorry for him. Did you feel sorry for Cass?
but I didn't know anything about that. Was by that point he was already egging those guys on and getting into like
Right.
with those guys. So that was their own thing, and I just kind of like at that point they were trying to drag me into it.
See, you should have remained neutral.
Which I did. I did. I wasn't getting dragged into it. I did remain neutral. Neutral. That's what I did. They're just trying to put all this shit on me. It's just pure. It's all the evidence is there. You can watch it back. I've only ever remained neutral. Yes, he used to come and he'd sometimes come on the panel and everything like that. But it was just that was it. He was there. And if the other lady had wanted to come, then she would have been more than allowed. And I've said that many times, many times.
Well, I'm not associating myself with a rapist ever.
Exactly. When it all came out as a
And whatever he gets done to him on YouTube, since he keep egging it on, he deserves it.
at this point
And more for what he did.
I've said it to him. I've said it to him, mate. When that night when he went back to Lewis and Dean that night, I was like, that's it, mate. I was like, that's it. I was like, I've kept the line of communication open because this guy's a vulnerable person. You just don't know. I'm still there if he ever is desperate. You know what I mean?
Well,
desperate. You know what I'm talking about. If he's ever desperate, there I am. But that's where I've left it. And I think that's fair for this environment. And dancing
no, I don't think that's fair at all.
I think everybody deserves some outlet for if they're
What if
ever.
he go and rape more women? What if he's continuing to rape women now?
Well, yeah. Well, I mean, that would at least maybe if someone was there who knew a bit about the situation, they could help.
Yeah, no one knows. But if he did it once, he'll do it again.
I'm not saying he wouldn't, but I'm not saying that he, I'm not even getting into it, mate, because it's like it really is a sensitive issue, which I just feel is
Yeah.
too much for this situation. With
Okay, well, next subject.
yeah, you heard what those guys were like earlier, and how they're laughing about it and stuff. It's just not. It's just not.
Because you keep giving him ammunition.
Well, you'll keep bringing this sort of shit up. I don't mind.
I
giving
said
him
next subject. I said next subject, and you're still talking
okay,
about
you're
it.
not banned Fatal Vision. Look, here you are. Hello, hello. Oh, there's so many people that could apply to. Who is this, Carl? Who is this, Carl? Is this you, Buttocks?
I know Carl. He's
Yeah.
got good sense most of the time.
Buttocks, if it's you, I'm not adding him if it's he who shall not be named.
So I'm not a disgrace to women anymore, huh?
No, not at all, not at all. If I did, I do apologise for that. I am sorry if I said that. It will have been just because of this whole puppetry thing and me saying that you were being controlled by Dean. But you've proven tonight that you are. I didn't believe that you were going to come on without him. Honestly, that was my impression, because I've only seen like snippets, you know.
Right, that's all I give the people, so they won't do me like they're doing you.
Oh, I don't give a shit. That's what I'm here for. I'm not here for that sort of attack, but I'm here to see from the inside how these things interact, and I'm tough enough to handle it with these idiots. You know, because
why leave yourself open like that?
Open to what? What they got me on?
Well, you don't get it.
What have they got me on? It's nothing. But
you feel sorry for Hyatt. I feel sorry for you.
All right. Well, you can do if you want.
I do.
What do you think's so terrible about it? About being here and occasionally bringing up conversations in a place which I feel is in need of an outreach?
Well, I just don't know.
I do a lot of jobs like that where I go as like a fish out of water and just kind of go into situations which aren't the most, you know, it's just always different, it's always varied, and it's I just find it really fortifying, and it sort of gives me a lot of different
perspectives. But it shows no emotional intelligence. You can't control your emotions.
Well, I think I can in a way, because
no, not in a way. I mean, we wouldn't even be going through this. Yes, it's okay to feel things. Yes, it's okay to say things, but you go on rants and you talk about these things and you make up these things, and it's just preposterous, as you say.
He gives me views and relevant. Is he? Oh, did he really start on me? I didn't know.
Look at there. I told you. Now he's making streams about you.
I didn't know. Well, I had no idea.
See?
But if he's got a problem with the fact that I'm open to both, I even said to him that I was always open to the lady involved coming forward and having a word, and that I would actually give her the voice, because he's had his say and he had his chance to come and talk about it. And he didn't. And to be honest, I did want to have her talking about it while he was talking about it, but he never did. You know, he never wanted to talk about it. I said to him when it all kicked off, I was supporting him, and I was like, if it never happened, because that's what he was saying at first, if it never happened.
Excuse me, but if you've watched any of his streams, he jumps around from subject to subject. There's no I mean, he doesn't know what to think. He can't even count. I mean,
oh well.
Yeah.
As Hyatt always when did Hyatt turn on me? Just now, was it?
Yeah, so you listen to respond. You don't listen to listen.
No, it's just I'm trying to read the chat at the same time. They're just literally telling me that Hyatt's telling all this stuff at the same time. Sorry, Angela.
Yeah, I'm doing both.
Okay, well, it's not really about you, but okay.
See, they're talking about the fact that you're saying that you felt sorry for him and had sympathy and things for him. And they're telling you that he's turned on you already. And I just asked maybe 5 minutes ago, did he turn on you?
Yeah, you
And
did
you
ask.
didn't believe that he did, so apparently he has.
Yeah. But it's
See?
not nothing. It means
Mhm.
nothing.
I can hear it in your voice. Your feelings are hurt.
It really doesn't mean anything, Angela. Honestly, I don't think you get it.
I
Honestly,
get it.
it's really not. This is just
Nonsense.
yeah, it's just nonsense. I'm just observing it.
Me,
It's
oh, I'm the observer.
yeah, exactly. Well, that's
Hmm.
why I want you in looking at this shit. But I mean, Hayat's been hanging on. I left that open, that communication channel open. I said I wasn't going to communicate with him anymore. And that was ages ago. Like on the privet, because I did use to communicate with him on the privet at the beginning because I was supporting him. This is before anything. And it was like, yeah, because I said to him, like, you know, we can get the statement analysis people in if it's really that bad and if it's someone coming in from the past and it's like really is like a lies and a smear. And he was very, very quiet. And I've even said that before on streams. I've even said,
Oh, Lewis says CP believed it when Albo was being accused of being a pedo by Hyatt.
no, I didn't. That
I
was
saw that proof that he didn't do that.
That was all just fucking people. That was them. As I said at the time, that was your guys' fight. I stayed out of that. I was just there
Right. But
to
see, here's
watch.
the thing, CP. This is the first time I've ever had this much comment about any of that's going on. When I listen to the streams that Dean is doing with his friends, we laugh and talk about world things. When they start chiming in about who did what, most of the time I don't even say anything. I will laugh my ass off, but I let them do the talking. You should try that.
I did for like 3 weeks. And so then what they did is they got Dorshin to write comments on old videos of mine. And then they'd make streams about that. I wasn't even there. Honestly, mate, I'm not joking. I very rarely I do this. I've got 2 days off a week. I've got Thursday and Wednesday and Thursday. The rest of the time I'm busy. I might do the odd little video or song on the fucking Suno that takes about 5 minutes because I enjoy doing the art and I enjoy doing a little bit of a taking the piss sort of thing at the same time. It's something to do. I can do it on my phone. You know what I mean?
Well,
Where
you
to
got
put
to figure out how to get yourself out of this situation, these things that they're doing to you.
situation. What situation?
Well, why they always turn on you?
But that's exactly what they're going to do. I'm in a place full of racist, misogynists. Like these guys, most of them are absolute bell ends, right? We know this. We
But
all
they
know.
can say what they want to say on the internet. Who are you to
Exactly.
judge them though? If they
I'm not.
misogynist
What
and
I'm
things like
saying.
that, they're gonna say things to
Finally, you're
piss you
getting it.
off.
Finally, you're getting it. That's what I'm here for. That's what I'm
No, I get it.
challenging
Okay,
your
well, here's one
mind.
for you. Do they go around disrespecting me like that?
Well, you're coming in judging everybody. You've come in
I'm not
literally,
judging anybody. I'm calling it
and
how
now
I
you're
see it.
telling me about not judging people. I've been here for like all this time,
See,
challenging
you
all of
listening to respond.
my.
You're not
So
listening
I'm
to
giving you
listen.
an answer to your loaded question, and now if you want to answer that, that'd be great.
What's the question?
I was just saying, I've lost my fucking
Hmm.
train of thought, to be fair.
It
No, you were
happens.
talking about not judging anyone, and I've said you come in with all the judgments all the way through, and now you're turning around and saying that you're telling me about not judging people. I'm trying to explain to you from the start that that is what I'm all about, is challenging my judgments. That's all I'm
No,
saying.
everyone is entitled to their own opinion.
Yeah,
You have to agree to disagree.
yeah, I know. That's what I'm here all about. That's what I'm all about, mate. That's literally what I'm all about. I appreciate that. I totally agree to disagree on loads of things. And I'll tell you who it was who taught me that lesson was Volpe. I'll always say that. Always. He challenged everything for me because everyone gave him this rap and that he'd done all these terrible things and all this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
He's
Well,
not.
I've told you before, and I'll tell you again. Maybe you should take a long, hard look in the mirror.
Why?
Everyone does it. If you're asking why, you still don't get it.
Well, I know, but I do. This is me reflect. I don't know what your point is. It seems a bit. what's it? Some sort of trite. It seems a bit like Hallmark fucking card stuff. What is this? You know what I mean?
It's
Come on.
not hard.
No, I'm just saying, like, you're just like interjecting these little like sayings. What have you got, the little book of karma or something?
Well, I've been known to.
We're just reading out the little book of karma now.
Mhm.
Confused. Say.
Well, after we get off this chat, then you can sit down and think about everything that I said, and then it all makes sense. If not, then you're gonna continue to be a ball of confusion.
A ball of confusion. Well, I think that's the only way it's the only honest way to live life is to be confused.
Not me. I know what I want. I know who I want, and I'm gonna get whatever I want.
Well, that's great. You see,
And not be confused about any of it.
over my choices in life. I'm open to changing my choices in life always. There are certain things which I want to build on for a bit, but it's always like never set in stone for me. It's just me, you know, and I'm always, there's certain things to do with my family and my kids and things like that, obviously, which have to be. But other than that, I'm trying to be as open as possible. And this is part, we say about looking in the mirror, I see this place as looking in the mirror because it challenges me so much in so many ways that are very different to my normal everyday family challenges with being a mum or my challenges at work. It's just a different set of challenges that somehow chime in a bit deeper sometimes, especially with the evil stuff, because that is where I did leave myself open. And I will admit that I shouldn't have left myself open there. I was a fucking idiot. He in and I fell for him. I fell in love with him, and I was the same as you are. So I'm with him. I defend him. I'm always supporting him.
But were you together with him in real life?
No, exactly. It wasn't.
See, that's that part.
Yeah, that's completely different. It is completely different. But I'm just saying, like, that's how I ended up getting my melon twisted at the beginning a bit, because I actually did fall for this guy a bit. You know what I mean? Well, quite a lot. I did fall for him.
Well, my motto is some things that I've went through, and I say never again. I mean, never again. You should start getting a real boyfriend.
Oh, I kind of have got one, kind of.
Well, so much better than just talking to somebody online.
Yeah.
You can like touch them and look at them in the eyes and stuff.
It's just finding the right one, and at the moment is it's not.
But you got to get off the internet and be open to it.
Yeah, but I am, and it's not like I'm that bothered. It's like that'll happen. I'm not searching for love. That's not why I'm here. It's really not why I'm here. It might seem like it.
From our conversation, that's what it seems like it boils down to me.
Well, you would think that because that's where your primary priority is, because you came in talking about that. You're in your love nest. That's what your priority is, but it's not my priority right now. It's really not. Like, I've got a family.
Is that a hint of jealousy?
No, not at all. It's just acceptance. It's absolutely fine.
Right. If you really want to be honest, that's why I thought everything.
Sorry, you cut out then. What did you say?
Said, if you really want me to be honest, that's what I thought it was all about in the first place, was a jealousy thing, because you don't know me. You just know that I'm Dean's woman, and that's
not
it.
At all. I can imagine you would think that, because it is a lot of the ways that these interactions go on. But I would say that honestly, by that point when I was interacting with you, I challenged so much about myself, and that woman hating jealousy bullshit, and especially with Dean, and that's no offense to you, because I appreciate that you guys have got your relationship and whatever, but really, honestly, not fussed, not bothered, not my cup of tea at all.
But
right?
The other day when you were on the stream and you got off because I came on, you said my name in the comments so many times.
No, listen, I was already, I don't know if you saw that bit, but Buttocks it was only right at the end on the very third goodbye that I was saying to Buttocks, I was leaving because I was having to get my kid up for school. It was like 6:45 in the morning for me.
Yeah, but you were still in the comments, though. I was reading.
Because I could be, because I was getting my kid ready at the same time, so I could, and I left it for a bit, but then I could hear you talking about me and saying all this shit. I saw Lewis fucking building his little fucking mansion on it all straight up, and they were in like a fucking shot. So of course I had to be in there making some comment, because if I was
Well,
going
not if
to,
you were paying attention to your son.
well, no, because he was getting up, so I had a little bit of time where I could do that, and then after that I had to leave it. That was it.
Well, how old is he?
7.
Yeah, he see what's going on. I'm
Considering
sorry,
the
y'all.
baby's
I'm
thing,
just blunt. I just call it
yeah.
like I
Well,
see
I
it.
actually, considering that the only time I do any streaming or anything is either when he's like now, when he's like well asleep at 2 o'clock in the morning, or when he's at his dad's for 2 days, and that's been these 2 days. See, normally on a Thursday night, he's normally at his dad's on a Thursday, but his work's patterns change this, at the moment. But that's normally my Wednesday, Thursday. So you'll see activity from me on those days. But then the rest of the time, it's just as and when, bits off my phone, little bits and pieces. I might go on someone else's. If Buttocks does a stream, I might go and say hello for a bit. But I don't stay on long, and my streams are only like an hour and a half these days, because I was getting sucked into this like whole time schedule and stuff with the cult. And as soon as I'm out of it, it's this is all for my entertainment. Yes,
Yeah,
I do.
but excuse me, if you're getting your kid ready for school and you're steady commenting on things you said you was leaving, you're not giving him your full attention.
I was getting my kid up, and he was slowly getting out of bed, very, very slowly. It was 6:45 in the morning. I was getting his clothes and things together, and downstairs I could put the odd comment in when I was, passing in that place for about half an hour, and then it was full systems go. So I don't really justify myself to people normally, but I will do for you, Angela.
Oh, well, Fatal Vision says, I have got some hardcore questions here. Angela, do you mind if I hop on? Nope, don't mind at all.
It better be you, though, and not some...
Don't be scared, CP.
All I'm doing is I do not want... There's 2 big narcs. One of them's your boyfriend, and I do not want them coming in. Either of them.
Well, it's your stream, so that's up to you.
Because it's like you say about giving people ammunition. I'm just not down for that. But like, it's right. So, what did Lewis make? What is appeal about an obese drunk ball like that smells horrible? Wow. I know. Well, that's another matter altogether, isn't it? That's unbelievable. Hello.
Yeah, it's not a dick pic, I promise.
All right. Hello. I don't know if I've ever met you before, but greetings.
Evidently, I'm blocked, apparently.
But you were talking in the thing. I can see you.
Well, yeah, I had to go into the main one. I guess a minion must have done that.
Is that you, Buttocks? Okay.
Of course it's Buttocks.
I needed to make sure no Dean allowed. See, there's no Dean allowed.
Here's my question, though. How can you say that Dean is a misogynist but evil?
Yeah, they're both misogynists.
Evil is 1,000 times worse.
Oh, God, yeah, he is. No, he is. I did say that. No, I don't know if you missed that. As soon as I realized people were
why
like...
was it okay for him, though?
No, it wasn't. It was all a fucking ruse. But once I realised that's what they've got a big problem, that's why Scone FM's so fucking crying and saying I'm a fucking PSG, because I turned around and said...
But to be fair, though, you've also been like, maybe we can sort this out. Maybe we can sort this out. There's nothing to sort out with some asshole who sits there, hey, CPE sent me her fucking floppy titties. There's nothing to sort out with a motherfucker like that.
No, well, I know, but you've got to give them a throat though, haven't you? You've got
I wasn't even going to bring that up.
You'll never... Oh, you can bring that up, honestly. Like I say, you left me open myself open to it, so it's absolutely fine.
But it's just CPE. You were hanging with fucking lunatics, but we were apparently worse.
Put this back here.
Yeah, well, I turned around and I was just like, as soon as I saw...
And hats off to you, madam. Everybody learns.
Yeah.
It's just, Jesus Christ, those assholes.
Yeah.
You have one, Jaws, 12 fucking streams of Jaws. and then just he sounds like Kamal from the Jerky Boys when he dies. Whoa, CP, listen to this fucking guy. He did the fucking DTV. All the horrible shit that he would fucking
He's
say.
unbelievable. It's unbelievable. Even back to when he did the whole Justy thing. As soon as I was talking to Justy, when we were friends, when everyone was friends and everything was fine, he turned and was like straight in trying to get Justy. Oh, Justy's gonna, it was like proper. But you see, because it seemed out of character with everything else Eva was putting across. He didn't seem like a complete like he is now. He was being like he is now about Justy, but only Justy. And this is just one example of it. So I kind of, like an idiot, just took him at his word and was like, oh, he's an half-decent guy. He's got my best interests at heart. He must be up to something. And, like, just putting it into
That
everyone's
motherfucker is not
mind.
even 1/10 of a guy.
Justy's an amazing person as well. It's
No,
like,
I'm talking about the psycho.
Yeah.
those guys have shown themselves big time. And they really have. And I will hold my hand up and say that they are way worse. Worse than Carl. Worse than fucking Carl. I can't believe the day when I realized.
Oh, you won't see him no more.
Than Carl. Hello, Carl.
Hey, how you doing?
If I'm around, you certainly ain't gonna see that son of a bitch.
Yeah, but I'm just gonna insult them and I'm gonna get off. Because they're all faggots.
But
It is
all
nice.
I'm
I'll
going
say
to
whatever I
say
want.
is
I
you know
give them all
what?
the time.
I am willing to obsequious because we're not all
They can hear me.
idiots.
Yeah, I insult them all the time.
If you
I know.
wanted a group of friends to have,
They know.
that's
They-
fine.
they-
And then
they
you
get it from me all
discovered
the
that they
time,
were
every day.
shit. That's
Mm.
fine. But people like Hyatt, there's no defending. Because you mentioned that
I'm not
Darius
defending
heard-
him. See, it's
Well,
getting
no.
confused. It's getting confused. I'm not defending him. I'm just not dancing around in
Well, hold
Well,
on.
someone's
wait.
really deep.
Hold on. He has always been a piece of shit from day one. Did he get trolled? Absolutely. Welcome to fucking YouTube. If you're gonna go and try to create a YouTube empire like he claims,
To or from Germany.
not everyone is going to like what you're fucking slinging. They're gonna make fun of you. So
He
what
was
did he do?
warned. He was warned about this place. He knew that what this place was. So I
Oh,
left
he
it at
doesn't
that.
even know what comes after 59 CPE.
Well, that's someone else's fight. I stayed away, and I was just looking at it from the point of view of a vulnerable person and someone who'd kind of taken on more than
Pretended to be a vulnerable person.
He's
Let's call a
sick.
spade
Yeah,
a spade.
exactly. Yes, he's sick.
Well, yeah. So in that case, for me, there's a line, and I just think, what's the point in picking on a sick one? What's the point in picking on people like that? What's the point in mining people like that? That's
Well, you know what happened? Well, I'll tell you exactly what fucking happened.
Jay
What
did
happened
on
is
the,
okay, Albo trolled him.
post?
Albo fucking trolls everybody.
Hold on.
But the thing is that you fucking just go, okay, you got me, and then move on. Instead of that, what did he do? He went ahead and started calling everybody pedophiles. And according to him, he makes AI videos about all
they
of
listed the
us.
top skylines. New York is number 1. Chicago is number 2.
Oh,
Toronto
Jesus
is number
Christ,
3.
Buttocks.
And
He's
so
sitting there on the
Chicago number
toilet.
2.
This is like
But
the
he's
top.
He is
That's
sitting there
plus.
saying that he
Just
makes
right.
AI videos, and according to an AI video, we all trade
No, it's not.
underage
They're
pornographic
talking about
material.
skylines.
Oh, skylines. Oh, okay.
Like,
I
You
didn't
do
know that.
realize, my guy, and now he sat there making a video about you.
Oh well,
Do
he
you
was.
realize? Do you realize, my guy, how making unfounded remarks about that can destroy
Oh,
somebody's
right,
life?
Exactly. No, I agree. I totally agree. Making unfounded remarks about that can destroy someone's life. That's why I'm not doing it, and I'm not getting dragged into it.
Well, let's be
Thumbs
real,
up,
CPE.
15,000
You were in
people
on the whole fucking PSG shit.
Did you put it on Reddit?
yeah.
PSG, yeah, they all got called the PSG, yeah.
No,
Well,
not
stupid
they.
cat in the
We.
box. That's all it is.
Saying
It's a
that
cat in the
Dean
box.
is
Yeah.
a pedophile, saying that Albert is a pedophile.
Yeah, I
which by
remember
proxy
that
makes me a
too.
pedophile.
I remember that too.
wow.
And
Can
he
you
was
imagine
I
the
pissed.
sort
wouldn't
of fucking
blame
bullshit
Hyatt
that would
entirely
bring up?
for that one.
this
I
picture
wouldn't
around
blame
here
Hyatt
in
for
the
that
house.
one. That one was definitely pushed forward by our friend Ricardo, I would say, on that one.
Oh no! According to Hyatt, he made that up. He's responsible for that shit.
Fucking
The
cat.
whole world knows it. These are his words.
Right. Well,
I know it's
from my
it's
memory,
hard to-
it was pushed by Ricardo.
I know it's. I know you
Ricardo.
can't find a fucking pinpoint time when he says this stupid shit.
Okay.
That's
Excuse me.
Go ahead.
Calico.
CP, were you in fact involved in all of that mess when they said that they were going to call Dean's Kids School?
No, but that was what I was
That's
talking
failed.
about. I think that's when I brought. No, it was a video that I made.
Right, I thought so.
Yeah,
I
I
was
did
there
make
for
a
that too.
response. Yeah, I did not get involved saying that I was going to call the school. But what
You
I did,
egged it on.
no, because I was discussing it as an actual a concept that came out, and I said,
I want
That is nothing to discuss.
I was saying that.
Can you guys
not
stop being nice to each other and stop fighting with each other, please?
I said if you had nothing to be ashamed of and nothing to
I
embarrass
want
about,
to
then you
kick each
wouldn't have
other's
to
ass.
worry about having someone call your school. But no one ever was going to call the school. But the fact was that at the same time as moaning and clutching his pearls about this school business, he was threatening all sorts of stuff on. Dean was threatening all sorts of stuff on those guys and calling those guys at the same time.
Yeah, but
And I
that's
was
because
calling that out as hypocrisy because it is bullshit. So I
well,
was
if
calling
somebody
that out.
threatened to call your kid's school with all of this bullshit,
Ah.
what would you do?
I'd say, well, I've got nothing to be ashamed of.
No,
It doesn't work that
I
way.
get retribution.
Yeah, but at the same time, Angela, if I was going around saying, I'm going to call that person school, I'm going to call that person, I'm going to call that person, then
All right.
if someone turned around and said, I'm going to call your school, and actually was ringing people and doing all that shit, and then someone says, I'm going to ring your kid's school as a threat, I'd be like, fair enough, I stepped into that arena.
No, but you don't threaten nobody's children.
I would
Hold
have
on,
more
I
pride
have a
for
question.
myself.
I have a question. CPE, is marijuana legal in the United Kingdom?
It's decriminalized.
Is it?
Yes.
It's
No,
totally
he
legal.
doesn't get it through medical.
Yeah, it's for medical purposes. You can have it.
The
legal.
stores,
All right.
the
So
dealers,
are you on medical marijuana?
Are you a doctor?
people you know.
No. My simple
Who are
question
you?
has to do with is that if somebody called your school, your son's school,
Yes, it's just-
and Child Protective Services showed up at your door and discovered
Oh, yeah, you wouldn't
non-medical
get in trouble
marijuana
for
in your
that.
home,
Yeah, it wouldn't matter. That wouldn't
Okay.
matter.
if you
But
say so.
the fact is,
If you're okay with having schools getting involved and having
I'm
Child
not
Right.
okay.
Protective
Why
Services
are
getting
you are
involved,
trying to corner me here, and that's bullshit. Because I'm here with an open panel just for discussion here. I've got no attacks, and you're saying because I'm saying that I
corner
called
my
out.
balls. I asked a question.
I called out
Like,
some
how is it okay for
hypocrisy.
them?
I called out some hypocrisy on Dean. because
See,
he
You
was-
have nothing
CP,
to hide.
CP, I would have said that's going too far.
Mm.
That's
What
what I
was-
would have told everybody, so they can just leave
Yeah,
that
but
alone.
this is
Since
one
you're the
thing.
only, excuse
And I
me,
did-
but you're the only woman in the panel,
No,
right?
What I'd said was
Right, you had control of the situation to
already
tell them not to even take it there.
I'd already I'd already said that a lot of things had gone too far with Dean, and he'd been pushing it for a really long time. All anyone said was, in reaction to Dean's actions of ringing this person, that person, ringing people's and leaving the answer phone messages and all that stuff, all anyone actually said was, "What if we did that to you?" That's
Yeah,
all they
well, you brought on the
Nobody
possibility.
was going to do it. Nobody was going to do it, and we knew that. So
Well, yeah, because it would have been hell to pay.
actually, you're trying to turn the victim card when Dean was the one
I
who
don't
was
have any cards. Right is right and wrong is wrong.
who was actually calling people, and that was what my video was about. And I've actually just said it all on a video. Which
Yeah, he did that after they threatened to call his kid's school.
no, mate, he was already doing it, and that's why they turned around and said, "Well, what if we did that?" That's all it was. And so the threat of just someone just putting a thought experiment out there and saying, "How would you like it if someone did it?" was enough for him to cry and clutch his pearls after he'd been doing what he'd been doing all that time and laughing about it and making his fucking channel on it. Fair enough, doing whatever he wants to do. But then fucking crying about it. That's very Darius. That
So
is
why
very-
did you get involved?
all the fucking stones, and then when someone even just threatens or says as a thought experiment, let's just do that, what if someone did that, how would you feel? He is
Well-
now however many months down the line crying about that. And I mean, the only other person I see flapping about like a fanate and crying about shit like that is fucking Ricardo with his fucking voicemails and his dick
And that's
pics.
fucking
That
Ricardo.
bullshit. So Dean is acting like fucking Ricardo in that.
Yes, but
Maybe you're doing it to trigger you. Have you thought about that?
Not for nothing. And
Exactly.
everybody is fucking here. And they can tell you that I'm a fucking lying sack of shit right now. Whenever talk has been fucking thrown out of, hey, we should do this shit, I've said, man, maybe that's going a little far. And I
Exactly.
stayed out of it.
Exactly.
But I also, hey, you guys do you. Because the whole thing is like whenever it came to telling Hyatt to shut his big, fat fucking mouth,
Yeah,
I'm like,
I did tell him. I tried.
But hold on. All the time that we have talked about fucking shit that we need to do this idiot for saying this horrific shit about us, I've never said one thing about his past. I've never said one fucking thing about his ex. All I've done is come at him with facts, my guy, like he fucking does.
And that's the thing. I've got no problem with that. The only thing I had a problem with was all that shit being dragged in from his past. I just think, what is the point? Where is the joy in having?
Well, I would say it was about the time that he went and made a reel of Dean's dead mother and started laughing about it.
Whoa, I didn't know.
Yeah, I think that you're correct in that.
I didn't know.
I would say that's when all fucking bets are off.
Exactly.
Wow, I didn't know.
And that was the point.
If someone did something like that, I would be like, totally, that is too far.
But see, you get involved in stuff and you don't know the whole story, and you taking sides and doing these things.
You're putting me on a side because I refused to go on a fucking side. That's what's happening here, and I'm not having that. So you can fuck off if you think you're doing that. Because
if you're going to be vulgar and say these things like this, then you're triggered.
Start with that. All I ever did was stay neutral about that. And I was
obviously not if they're bringing up all these things about do you remember?
Himself, right? And so what would you do under those circumstances? There's a guy there, vulnerable, who's acting like he's going to fucking top himself. Right?
He talks about that all the time.
Well, we'll see him do it. We'll read about it in obituaries.
That's the sort of thing you're pushing for on the internet.
What are you going to do across the ocean?
I'm just calling a spade with that one. Do you know what I mean?
Well, hold on. I will call a fucking a toolbox right now, because Hyatt is the one who goes around saying that he makes people disappear, that he beats people up.
Yeah,
he's going to go down and
really?
fight.
I don't watch any of his
stuff. He gonna come to Arkansas.
No one watches any of his shit. I understand that, but what I'm fucking saying is just there was more going on than you had the grasp of.
Yeah.
Yes, not just abuse. Hyatt did send the first copyright strike.
I will give you the ignorance excuse, and I'm not calling you ignorant. I'm saying ignorance to what this asshole was doing to people.
Yeah, I had no idea. But at the same time, I was just, from my perspective, just remaining open and remaining,
So I guess what we can say is that Hyatt lied to you and manipulated you and used you.
You could say that. I don't know either way, but all I'm saying is when he used to be on my panels on the Crunch, you can say that was because I was siding with him or whatever, but it wasn't. That Crunch panel was open to everybody. There was only Dean who wasn't allowed on there. And
once again, I understand you never watched any of his shit, and frankly, I can't say that I blame you. But he's the one going around saying that he brought you relevancy. He's the one that brought you views.
Oh, well, he will, won't he? You know what he's like. I mean, fucking hell, he brought me views. Who, really?
Yeah, he's a lying sack of shit. And he used you, and he manipulated
you. It is what it is. That is what it is.
So how many men have done that to you so far, CP?
Men? I wouldn't say any men have done that to me.
Well, Ed did things to you, now Hyatt, and you say Dean, and...
Men? You calling those guys men? I wouldn't call them men.
I'll admit that. I wouldn't call them fucking men.
The male sex, or whatever you want to call it. They identify as male.
It's the shithole. What do you expect here? None of these are decent. Like the most gentlemanly one out of them all is fucking Buttocks. Can you imagine? And how many times he's fucking shafted me big time.
Well, I can at least tell you this much, CPE, is I know that you and Dean have had some fucking rows back and forth. But at least you know where you stood with him.
A bit, yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, but do you think he'd ever talk to me like that?
No, exactly.
Exactly, it's called respect.
But that's nothing new, Angela. I mean, that's been...
Well, he's disrespecting you for a reason.
You're like, oh, big Eureka moment.
Well, why do you think he's disrespecting you like that, though?
What?
He don't just go around disrespecting women.
Mental, mate. He's absolutely off his rocker. So what he did is he went and he did it already to this other lady beforehand. who was in the community beforehand, and he fucked up Doshin's domestic situation and all the rest of it. But I mean, Doshin and her, they came into this place. They're grown adults, but still, he preys on this sort of situation, right?
Well, then why did you say you're gonna break us up?
What?
Yeah.
What are you talking about? I've never said. I've got no interest in breaking anyone up, mate. Why would I want to break people up from across the bloody world?
Lewis said, mind if I cut in?
Lewis?
Yeah.
No, Lewis, you can come in. But I never once.
That says, CP, did you call Dean's job?
No, I did not call Dean's job. I said I was going to. I said if he was carrying on, I said I would. No, I said, what would you think of?
Yeah, well, I was there for that shit show too.
Yeah, because that's the sort of bullshit that we were chucking at each other. Come on.
Yeah, but I never came on and gave my opinion or comment about anything. But I did support my man.
Well, that's okay. If you wanted to put, you're more than welcome to come and make your comments.
I don't comment.
Well, then
because it's irrelevant.
Then, isn't it? Like one or the other, make your mind up. What do you want to do? You want to come and hop on stuff 8 months later?
See, they say some women can't shut their mouth.
Well, obviously not. Well, I will now. Anyway, to go for a smoke.
Let's play a little devil's advocate here.
I'm going to put
Angela stands by her man. CPA was standing by her man, and he turned out to be a fucking bitch.
Yeah, he did.
But I know my man in real life.
I would say your man's a bit of a bitch as well, but that's just my we'd have to agree to disagree, like you said earlier on this one.
You say what about him? What did you say?
I said that I'd say that your man is a bit of a bitch as well, and has proved in himself with his actions towards me. But we'll have to agree to disagree on that one. Hello, Albert, and hello, Lewis.
I remember.
I guess you gotta take one to know one.
Backed up fucking Ed Creams.
You have to divert to being disrespectful and saying things when you get upset and you don't know how to defend yourself.
Hello, can you guys hear me?
Yeah, but if he came on here calling you a bitch, what would you'd be crying? Oh, Dean's a misogynist. He's this, he's that.
Hello, Dean.
Exactly. You think he ever called me a bitch? Nope.
It's just normal, man.
Right, but then you'll say that everybody's picking on you and you don't know why, but you're sitting up here calling people bitches. You see how I jumped on the defense? You see how my voice and everything changed? Right. That's why they bash your ass on YouTube.
I don't.
That's why. Now I don't know what I did. What, you didn't mean it? Right, that's bullshit.
I gave her the benefit because she fucking
wait, actually, I actually have a question for CP. CP, can you hear me?
No,
CP,
she want to call people bitches.
CP, can you hear me, dear?
Just called Evil a bitch, and I said I would say
I didn't call Evil a bitch. I don't even know him. But guess what? You won't let Dean on to defend himself, though, will you?
No,
wait,
because
CP, it's actually true.
Exactly.
He himself to be a bitch.
His actions in the past. Can you not be separate to Dean? Can you not have this conversation separate to Dean?
I'm gonna defend my fucking man. It doesn't matter what you say or what you think. So yes, if you say he's a bitch, I'm gonna say something about it. That's the part that you got fucked up. Oh, you see how the ghetto came out? Boy.
You were just being so magnanimous before about how we can all agree to disagree. And
yes,
all that
but
stuff.
I didn't call you a bitch, and I could have called you a bitch, cunt, fucking all of that shit a long time ago, but I didn't.
You've called me lots of things, and you've also you've just called me lots of things, and I'm fine with it.
No, I said I could have. I'm not gonna stoop to your level though, but wrong is wrong.
I never told you anything, mate.
Yeah, no, but you called my man once, so you might as well have said it to me.
Do you know how many times in a string that Evil's called you a cunt?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, I know. He's terrible. He's worse than any of you guys.
Well, thank you.
Right, but you calling people bitches.
But why are you defending him?
You're calling him a bitch as well.
No, you called Dean a bitch.
Oh, God.
You changing that too? Like you changed everything else? You don't know. Yeah, you are confused.
They don't said Evil's a bitch, and then you said Dean is a bitch.
Now pipe down.
Right. Maybe she should have another beer because she fucked up in the head.
All right.
Don't fuck with a sister.
Bitch. Because I called Dean TV a bitch, and I would clutching.
No, you said Dean. You didn't say Dean TV. You said Dean, and I didn't appreciate it. So you need to give him an apology.
Oh, fuck off.
Yeah, he's not even on this stream, and you steady keep on bringing him up.
Oh, shut up. He's called me all sorts of things. And
No, you shut up. What the? I ain't never shut up when somebody told me to shut up.
Oh, that's cool. Carry on.
Carry on. Right, that's not gonna work. You don't intimidate me or any of that.
I'm not intimidating you at all.
Right, you still confused.
How's it going, Elbow?
This is the lady
What's up,
who
Fatal?
wants to
Stupid shit.
Blood pressure.
No, this is what you get when you try to fuck with me. You get it back. I was being civil to you.
Mate. I open channels of communication.
Right. Yeah, I guess you're going to run and shut down the whole stream like you do because you can't handle it. A real woman.
Let's see how your predictions turn out.
No, it's happened before. It's not a prediction.
It's happened before. You were never on my stream.
No, it's a correlation. That's what happens.
Oh, you mean
know what that means?
You waited until I was about to leave. And then...
Well, this is your stream. So now what you going to do?
All right, so wait, I have a question for CP.
Albert and Lewis.
Hold on.
She won't shut up long enough, Lewis.
Yeah, that's all right. That's all right. I'm very used to women talking.
Right. You see how I shut her down and she shut up? That's how you do it, CP.
Oh, no, I'm listening. No. Oh,
right.
my God. How did she go on through life?
I've actually been wanting to ask you this question, though, CP.
What you do?
So, CP, this actually goes back to the PSG shit.
Yeah.
Do you know there's also proof of Ricardo making comments about Dean's son, an 11-year-old kid? Do you know there's proof of Ricardo making comments about Dean's son genitals?
I've called him out on that, mate. And I've got a theory on that as well. He always has to push it to the children. And the reason why he does is because he wants all his cultists to buy into it so that they've gone beyond their level of what they're happy with. And so once they've done that,
a cult. That's more like three drunks at the end of the bar.
Yeah, but you wouldn't believe how they've got it right with all their little fucking acolytes.
Exactly.
And shit.
You need members to be in a cult. They have a cult.
Stool pigeons.
They do, don't they? They have a fucking cult. And he gets them and he pushes them.
They got shit.
Ricardo,
they have nothing, CP.
Yeah, but Ricardo will push it further and further with them every time.
I gotta correct you. I'm much worse than fucking Evil Creams, all right? And I don't have to resort to fucking picking on fucking little kids. The fucker picked on my fucking kids. Fuck him. And you fucking backed him up. And I gave you the fucking benefit. I fucking bent over to make room for fucking CPE. And you fucking
he also wished death on
fucked it up.
What did I do? What did I do?
Your fucking art sucks, CPE. Go fuck yourself.
Albert,
what did I do, Aldo, to fuck it up with you?
That's
the thing.
And realize that you've never met in real life and that she actually doesn't have that much control over what you're upset about.
Exactly. Thank you. Thank you.
Just a thought.
Thank you.
That I upset him with it.
Thank you.
I fucked it up. Apparently, it was all. He said he bent over for me, and all of a sudden, I never expected him to bend over for me.
Well, it sounds like you fucking everything up.
No, it's what you want it to be like that, Angela.
I don't care. I'll call it how I see it.
Well, I know, but mate, you're so focused on this sort of.
No, if you wasn't so fucked up, I wouldn't even be on this stream this long.
Right. Okay. Well, I just don't understand why you're saying I'm fucked up when all I'm doing is trying to answer everyone's questions honestly.
Go back and watch this really when you get done.
Bullshit at the same time.
Can I add something really quick?
Yeah, sure.
Personally, what should have happened here was seeing what these assholes were saying and being like, guys, listen, these assholes are going to do this and I have no part in it.
I told her that in the very beginning.
Yeah.
She keep being on the defense and keep wanting to bring Dean up because she's in love with him. Hey, I don't blame you. I'm in love with him too.
That's hilarious. Right, mate. Right. I wasn't the one who kept bringing Dean up, look.
Yeah, you were.
You're the one who keeps bringing
you still are.
But you know what?
Because if you say something fucked up about him, CP, I'm going to reply. You see how that works?
Let's have Angela's Law. Angela's Law. We don't talk about.
That's right, Queen Angela.
That we'll never mention him ever again. Okay.
Yeah.
Angela's Law.
I'm gonna hold you to it.
That's absolutely fine. However,
you said ever again, fellas. Take notes.
My thing on that with is though. Stop bringing
we're all witnesses.
Conversation that are entirely
20 to be exact. It's on 20 views. This is the most views she's ever had.
Oh.
But look, seriously. In spite of how horrible you think that we are, the PSG, none of us have ever said anything about your child.
No,
Exactly.
I think you've
Exactly.
The thing is, your arguments that you've got with me are kind of old hat and a bit out of date, right?
Okay,
I've
then let's
already
make this
been
one a
on
little bit
multiple
modern.
streams.
And none of us.
Let's go ahead and
Here's the other
modernize
thing.
this.
None of us
We'll
ever
bring this
diddled
up
our
to
fucking
something
younger
that
brothers
happened.
too.
Let's bring this up to something that didn't happen about a month or two ago until everything fell apart with these assholes. If you're done with these people, don't sit there and ask them shit. Because I personally don't have too much of a fucking problem with you. I really don't.
Yeah.
But the thing is that if you're going to make videos, Evil, maybe we can work things out. You've got, you know, you're going through a difficult time.
Oh
There's no difficult time. That motherfucker is a difficult time. All right? And he sits there, brags about getting your nudes, brags about...
Yeah, but he hadn't at that time. Right,
No, hold on. Up. Look at CP's floppy titties.
Yeah, right, okay,
Ricardo,
so listen to this, though. Right, so if I hadn't have given him all of that rope to hang himself, he would probably have not pushed it to the level he's pushed it to.
Madam, that's not giving him rope to hang himself with. I get it. You liked him, and you were hoping that he would calm the fuck down and try to act like a reasonable individual.
Fucking God knows why.
But there's nothing reasonable about that man. There's nothing.
I know.
They're going to make a fucking stream tonight.
With someone who's
They're
not
literally going to make a stream tonight, and they're going to sit there.
Yeah.
And, I don't know, like...
I know.
Fucking Ricardo is going to play Jaws or Chippendale Rescue Rangers for the 50th time. And he's going to sit there. Hey, listen, did you hear what they said about fucking on the stream? CPE, suck my fucking dick, CPE.
I think we're missing the...
That's funny to be disrespected.
Do you know how many more times Evil's gonna call you a cunt and a dog during that stream?
Well, we could have a book on. Who wants to put the bets on? What do you want to? We could have a bingo. We could make our own bingo card like they did for Slothin, but for CP insults from Ricardo and Evil. I might do that.
You could knit a fucking quilt off of Slotham's chest hair all you want. It's just fuck him.
I agree with all.
There you go.
I agree with all of you, but I think we're missing the greater point here.
That's the thing. It's just do your thing.
None of this fucking matters. It's
It's
all internet bullshit.
Exactly. Entertainment. Exactly.
Argue with me
this
about
is entertainment.
Which I'm saying.
I thought it wasn't real life.
Professional wrestling.
No, that's the thing, Angela. But then you spent the last all this time going, I want to be defensive over my true love.
Because you're funny.
It's all bullshit.
This is pure entertainment. How many times have I set up and actually did this? Never. If you think I'm gonna think about any of this when I get off this stream.
Exactly. Well, sure, we should be. And I'd like you to do it more if you could. I'd like you to come on more. Because I am the only woman here and I would appreciate another woman.
But see, I'm not gonna drag myself into that. And then I leave myself open like you.
But I'm not open, honestly, like you say. It's
yes, you are. You are.
You're contradicting yourself now. Because
all of these men have these things to say about you because you've been involved in they shit since the beginning.
And honestly, the only reason why shit gets brought up is because, and Elliot brings up a great one right there. Remember when they were saying that Dean was a gorilla lover?
I know. Yeah. Well, that's the thing. That is definitely a thing I'd like to talk about with that. But it's not necessarily something I really want to drag out now because it is a bit late, and I do want to give it credit that I would like to have another panel to discuss that on a big level, because I do think it's part of the whole reflective process of this place of being in that fight for over a year, and I do want to actually give it some thought. But we've been going at it for quite a while now, and I haven't had a smoke or anything, so I'm not going to get into that particular one.
I think you should apologize to Dean for calling him a bitch. And he not even on the stream to defend himself because that was wrong.
No, I'm not having you on my panel to dictate to me what I should be doing with Dean.
No, wrong is wrong and right is right. You try to have sympathy and stuff for people.
I thought we weren't supposed to be talking about him or bringing it back round to him.
Yeah, but that was disrespectful, and you want to say that you're this kind, genuine person that care about the world, and then in the next statement you call somebody a bitch.
You're going to turn around and go, see, look, she's mentioning him again.
No, I'm not. I'm not childish like you. I'm not childish. If you want to have any other interaction with me, then that's what you need to do. You want to have a weekly community chat or a monthly? No, it's the principal. It's the principal CP. I cannot communicate with you and have an open chat once a week or monthly if you're gonna sit up and call my man a bitch for no reason? What would that say about me as a
I've
woman?
not got no reason. Like you said, I've been up in this shit for since the start.
Right,
So
but there was no reason for you to do that.
Conversation going on, right? You know, we've got our own shit going on, and so then.
Right.
So
Well-
then when they brought up evil and being a bitch, and I've already said many times, and it's obviously not enough for any of you, but I've said it many
Oh, you
times.
apologize because I didn't hear it.
Those guys, Evil and Ricardo, are far worse than anybody else I encountered in this place beforehand.
I'll
And
take
then
that
you
fucking
proceeded to
compliment.
call my Dean a bitch.
But
Bring
Dean is
him
still a
up.
bitch, yeah.
I think that
That's what
deserves an
Dean
apology.
is, but Dean is still a bitch, yes. He's the one clutching his pearls at someone joking.
But
about
what if he call you a bitch?
after he's been calling everyone else's places of work and all
But what
the-
if he call you a bitch?
He has done it many
in her
times. What are you
defense, he's
talking
called
about?
And you deserve it. And you deserve it. I can say that. And I have never said that about another woman, but you fucking deserve it.
Do you think
You
that's
deserve to be called a bitch and
Oh,
everything
bless
else Ed
oh,
called you.
really? I deserve it. Oh no.
Yeah, you do. And
Oh,
everything
dear.
else Ed called you too.
But that's fine. Like I'm here. I'm still here. If I didn't think that they had a voice to air whether I agreed with it or not, then
Sir
I would've
Elliot said,
been
all
like
you have to
Darius
do is
did.
behave, CPE.
Or I'd be hiding in the backgrounds like you because I didn't have the balls to do it. But you have to hide behind he who shall not be named every time you think.
Well, let's go.
Where's he at now? Where's he at now? Have you heard him chime in one time? I'm here all by myself. He's not puppet. He's not the puppeteer.
Mate, always bringing it back round to him. Anyway,
And,
Louis,
CP, one other thing. You can't also say none of this means nothing to you because
Exactly.
didn't you at one point say that this was all war? You declared all of this to be like one big war, and it took a stranger, literally an outsider called Signal 66, to tell you that you're out of your mind and to just close the laptop.
I concur.
I would have had a lot more clout and I would have had a lot more time for that Signal guy, but he was absolutely pissed
It's
out.
clout, not
But
cloud.
you remember,
Clout.
I did say
Yeah,
clout.
don't be like hi,
Having a British accent.
Right.
Oh, come on. You're not childish though, Angela. Come on, let's have a proper conversation.
I'm correcting you because you in England and can't speak English.
Is this what
You
we're-
really pissed me off. So this
Is
is the
this what
version
we're
that you get.
Well,
sorry, Louis. What was it you were talking about again?
Well, hold on. The thing is, and the reason why I bring this up is because, once again, I'll try to play devil's advocate and try to obsequious a little bit and say maybe this is what happened. The reason why a lot of shit was slung your way is because of it seemed to be okay for these assholes to do it. So you
Yeah.
must have been a part of it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, I agree. No, I agree.
And if you're no
I'm an
longer
observer,
a
this
part
is
of
what
it, then
I'm
I
saying.
guess there's no longer a problem. Is that right?
Yeah, it's no longer a problem. No, it hasn't been. You guys are
Then-
making
then-
a problem. You guys are all
Then-
making a problem out of nothing. I've not had a problem for ages. I go around to Buttocks whenever I can to say hello to him. I've got no problem with any of you guys. Me and Lewis were fine. All of a sudden, you've all just done your bullshit. It's just a load of bullshit in it. They're just trying to cause some drama. As I said on my upload, I appreciate it. It was almost like a welcome. You know, it's almost like the indoctrination or whatever they call it. But like, I was a bit like, it's just a bit distasteful, this particular subject regarding these people. Everything
Well,
else
see,
is
the
fine.
only reason why I even came up to begin with was the whole notion that, well, I found out how much that Darius was a coward or something. Fucking
Yeah.
Jeff, man. How many times did I call that sack of shit out? How many times did I fucking rip into him for 2.5 hours and tell him, you and I are going to fucking have a couple words with one another? Let's have this discussion, my guy. And he pussed out 1.5 billion times. That's the
And
only
CP
reason why I even came up, is because
Yeah.
I'm like, hold on here. You can't, because this is the idiot who fucking was trolled by a picture of Darius's dick and made a half an hour long manifesto talking shit to Darius, saying, I'm going
I
to take
know.
over
Well,
your
the thing
group.
is,
I
mate,
run this shit.
I get where you're coming from. We're in the troll dojo, and this is everyone's got their own lines and their own levels. But for me, it's mining people who don't need to be mined. Yes, he is going to do stuff. He is going to do stuff that's going to be amusing to people. People are going to find it funny, but to me, I don't find that funny.
Oh,
That's
believe me,
someone
there's
who's
nothing
having-
amusing about that fucking
That's someone
guy.
who's having a
And
really
the
bad
reason why,
time, you know what I mean? That's
but
someone
this
who-
is the other thing too, and this is where I felt I needed to step in, is when you were mentioning that he was vulnerable and he
He
claimed
is.
it. And you know, no, he's not. He is a fucking master manipulator. Because here's the thing, is once again, I don't blame you for not watching his shit. No one does. But the thing is that this is a person who sits there and makes 7 videos. I'm done with the drama.
Yeah, I know.
And then-
I know.
But
Yeah,
then I'm done with the drama. Okay, so guys, we're moving on from the drama because I destroyed Dean TV, and we all know how much of a pussy he is. And fucking Albert, I exposed him for what he is. The whole thing is that this asshole is not vulnerable. I went on a fucking thing saying, dude, fucking stop. Shut up.
Yeah,
This
that's
is
it.
what-
I've been exactly the same. Exactly the same. I did exactly the same to him. I was like,
Holding-
you need to stop.
Oh, well, what am I supposed to do? Not defend myself? This asshole has brought all of this upon him. He is not
Exactly.
vulnerable in any way, shape, or form.
Exactly.
And now,
Yeah.
making a reel about Dean's dead mom, which is fucked up.
didn't
beyond
know
all
about
relief.
Yeah, I thought so
Well-
too.
Well, they make a video on my mom.
So
This
who's the
asshole-
bitch?
You know, exactly.
All of them, mate. All of them. There's a load
You know,
of
that's a prime example of somebody who can dish it up but can't take it.
Woo, you on point,
The only
Lewis.
thing that he took was a dildo up the ass. And
The only
the only other
thing.
thing that he took
Oh
was
no, no, no!
McDonald's.
That dude's been nothing but fucked his entire life. He's been fucked by his dad. He's been fucked by Kat,
sad.
and he's been
It's really
fucked. He's been
sad.
fucked
I
by
know,
me
but-
No,
on that fucking
I-
stream.
I'm not having that.
Hey,
Nice
I-
friend. This is my
Look, I've
stream.
said
I'm not
this one-
talking about that shit here. I'm not. I wouldn't
hold on.
expect
I gotta
anybody
get
else
this out.
either.
I've said this before, and I'll say this again. I don't partake in the making fun of that.
No, honestly, I draw
Right.
the line. at that. You can do that
But-
on your own fucking streams. It's nothing
Yes,
to do.
and
I'm
that's
not
fine.
doing that
I'm just
shit.
saying, I don't partake in that shit. What I partake in is this prick. Oh, I'm gonna fucking destroy you, dweeb. I'm gonna destroy you, Fatal Vision. And then I went on a fucking stream and I unloaded on him for 2 hours, and everybody
don't
had
think
a
that's
rip roaring
proud of
time,
myself.
laughing their at what?
I don't think that's anything to be proud of because he is a vulnerable person. I know that he's a mass manipulator, like you say as well, but I do think that you're picking on a safe target there.
Oh no, that's no safe target, because here's the thing: is he sits there and says, "I'm done with the drama,"
And then make another stream.
and then makes another stream,
That's
and then
the
schedule.
but
But he schedules videos out 8 weeks from now to talk shit, and then he's like, "I beat you people. I destroyed you people. I demolished you people.
Yeah,
we
'cause
wreck
he's
you every
not
day."
right.
And,
He's running
CP,
around.
what is
Hold
so
on.
vulnerable about him?
Well, hold on.
Right.
What is vulnerable about him? Especially when he's on his channel in his
This is
safe
the part
place.
that this is a part
What
that I really
YouTube
have a
can do
fucking
to
bone.
people, people who are a bit vulnerable, a bit like easily.
But I don't get
influenced.
what's so vulnerable about him. He's on his channel, not needing to answer anyone, hiding from anyone. He's literally as safe as a kid in a basket.
Okay, I know,
So
but I
anything,
mean in the
he's not-
sense
there's
that
nothing vulnerable
his
about him.
Right.
Living free
about-
off of
what
the
about-
government.
Wait, hold on. What about going around saying that Albo looked through his kids' windows and masturbated?
Right.
That was Ricardo.
No, that was him too,
Ricardo.
because he actually pulled up the mugshot and he started pulling up Albo's info. What he actually thought it was Albo, like the fucking retard that he
Yeah,
was.
you cannot
but
tell
it's
me
I
that
because
this
saw
is
that
not
too.
a 50 deep.
I saw that
Which is the
too.
funniest fucking
For-
thing he's ever done.
For he is truly who he really is.
Mm.
And that's the
SCP,
thing, is you know what? You can't sit there and do the Peter Griffin thing where he kicks open the fucking women's bathroom stalls and says, you can't get mad at me, I'm retarded. No, that's bullshit. He's a fully functional fucking adult in his own
Agreed.
mind.
I do
But he
agree with
sits
that.
there-
I do agree with that.
He
Exactly.
sits there and he calls
But
people
I still think we've all
pedophiles.
got our personal responsibility, and I just don't like taking the piss out of people who are clearly struggling. Same with Carl, and it's like the only reason, because I said about Carl the same thing. I was like, after everything what happened with Evil and Ricardo and everything, all bets are off. I said that everybody who I had any issue with of being a dickhead, all bets are off because nobody has actually been such dickheads as those guys have, and that is across the board, including Carl. However, then Carl was up my arse trying to get on and like, oh, you want to be my friend again and all that. And I was like, no, because this place is not good for you. You should not be encouraged to do this. It's not good for
CPE,
you.
he was up your ass because we threw him out on his. He ran out of friends.
Well, probably that's just how he goes. But it's the same with Hayat as well. It's like when he was going to leave, I was there encouraging him because I wanted him to move on. I wanted him to get away before this actually fucked him up for life, because I don't want people getting fucked up for life by this bullshit. This is just bullshit. And people shouldn't be getting fucked up for life by it. I know that some people in this community really do want to fuck people up for life in here. And that's just
Well,
not me.
Coming from the one who says that people are all, because according to him, we all trade tapes.
And why would you be giving Hyatt any sort of advice, especially with all the things he's done to women?
Exactly.
That was before your stream. I gave him that advice, and I said you should, why are you going? Why are you
But
going on stream?
Did you still feel sorry for him after that stream? Because it seems
No,
like
not at all. I told him straight up. That's me and you. I kept the communication channel open just in case, because you never know.
And
when
then he threw you under the bus.
Everybody,
Yep.
hold on. We're gonna take a fucking 2-minute break because everyone's fucking going at CPE on our own goddamn stream, and we're gonna chill the fuck out.
Well, that's what I expected from them. I expected it, but it's okay. I don't
No,
mind.
it's good. It's good. We can all talk shit. Talk shit at me for 2 minutes. This is 2 minutes of hate. But like, come on.
Okay, that's okay.
Chill
Because I do
the
like
fuck out,
Bobby Smoke.
everybody.
I do.
Like,
Well,
like
if you
we're
want to
going
get
fucking ape
technical,
shit.
if
I
you
know,
want
I'm
to get
just saying.
technical,
Hey, I'm just saying. we're
she
going
started
fuck-
the disrespect.
I don't want to get
on it,
technical.
can't we? And we can have a
I
look
was
at that.
being totally a reasonable person
We're
before
all
she started the
strangers
disrespect.
on the internet.
I'll go for Smoke
It's not
and
that
you.
big a deal. It's gonna be fucking fine. Everything's
Now,
gonna be fine.
as far as being chilled out goes, that's the thing, though, is you simply cannot go on the internet and say shit like that multiple
Exactly.
times. Thank God he does not have an audience.
You talking about me?
No.
I'm just fucking around.
I'm talking about that redheaded,
You talk that
fucking
redhead.
basketball-sized head idiot.
I couldn't even tell if that was you or Ed talking. Everybody, leave CPE alone.
I can call her nasty names.
Nah, man. I'm just like, hey, once in a while we gotta pump the brakes and take a step back and realize that none of this is real. This is all.
Dude, your heart's in the right place.
I
Your
realized
heart's in
that,
the
and
right
I was
place, but some people
I was
make
being
it
totally
real.
reasonable before she started talking shit.
But have you ever been to a CPE karaoke concert? Like, I feel like we could all take a step back and have a good time, and we could also continue to talk a bunch of shit about each other. That's fun.
Lewis,
Yeah,
Right,
Lewis,
but when you
can we-
resort to
here's-
calling
here-
names and making
Wait,
threats,
here's the point you're missing, Dank. If you want to be heard, sometimes you gotta raise the bar up a little bit higher. And there's something about what we're saying that she's still not hearing. So of course
Exactly.
we have to amplify our way of speaking a little bit higher to a certain degree where she can actually hear it. That's how you get through
All
to
right,
people
well,
somehow.
she's a big girl. I'm not gonna fucking step on her toes. I'm playing hockey. I just wanted to step in and be like, hey man, I haven't heard anything positive in a while. But I'll shut the fuck up and I'll go away and play more hockey. And I'm gonna keep listening.
More
All right.
NHL 94.
Fuck yeah, NHL 94.
Fuck yeah,
Best-
NHL 94 was the
goddamn
best year.
game ever invented.
Best year.
All right. CP's a big girl. I don't have to fucking step in for her. All right.
And just that's all I'm trying
Wait,
to say.
this
is that
this
after
is
a while,
this is just to deflect for one fucking second. Dink, since you're a Canadian, what is your comments on Hit the Ice? Because I actually really want to get that fucking game.
I'm not Canadian. I'm from Chicago. But
there we go. We got a
But you're not?
Blackhawks fan.
no. I just love hockey. I fucking love it. I love
fuck.
everything about it.
I thought, well, you're like the first pothead from Canada who's not from Canada that I've seen on here.
Hey, I like my hockey.
Are you a pothead?
Who the fuck isn't? I mean, you're one of your male
Yeah.
companions of Vic Vega made a whole song about me smoking a blunt.
Oh, I haven't talked to Vic in a long ass time. I haven't talked to that dude in like months. Is he still
I-
around?
what part of Chicago are you from? Do you know about the amazing food?
Do I know about the amazing food? Is that a restaurant? I'm just kidding.
No.
Yes, I know about the amazing food. Yes, ma'am. Yes, mom. Yes.
Gyros, Italian beef, Gino's
Fucking
pizza.
Hot Link.
You bet your
Yeah.
goddamn ass. We don't get so fat by just looking at it. We
Right.
fucking eat it.
Moo and
Hell
oink.
yeah.
Mhm.
Moo and oink.
Yep.
That's on 65th and Stony Island. Fuck
Yep.
yeah. I know
And you know
Moo and
what?
Oink.
I don't want to
Hell
set
yeah.
off a fucking Tinder box, but you see, this is the thing too, and this is something that I think does kind of need to be pointed out. when Dean, Lewis, me, Albo, we sit down and we just talk shit like this. It's when the other assholes show up and try to derail the conversation is when it all goes to fucking hell. Dean could just be playing a video game and we're talking about, hey, what do you think of that new Silent Hill? Then someone's got to come up.
And those are the streams that I like listening to and laughing and just chiming in.
The ones you mean, or
right?
The ones that go
Not
to
this
hell?
bullshit and all that. I don't do drama well because.
No.
Well, I don't
And
either.
just,
I don't think anyone
honestly-
does. I don't think anyone likes to be like talked like to be come up upon, right? Like,
Right.
I don't think that's
and
that
honestly,
fun. It's like
honestly,
human
I
nature
think
to
CPE
stand
has
up
a
for
big
yourself,
heart,
but it's
and I
not
think she
like,
cares about people.
Dude,
I think
CPE
CPE has a
fucking
big heart and
rules.
cares about people and
I like
wants to be a part of a crowd, and there's nothing wrong with that at all. But you've been hanging with the wrong assholes, and you have to tell
Exactly.
them that they're fucking assholes.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Like,
stop hanging out
for
with
all the
me,
nasty
CPE.
things that people, no, I'm saying something positive. And for all the nasty things, that people say about Dean, Dean has been nothing but kind and respectful to me since day one.
And me too.
People say that Albo's a fucking monster. He's always been nice to me.
I mean, dude, I've known Dean for like the last fucking 5 years now. I wouldn't still fuck with him if he was ever a fucking bitch, quote unquote.
Well,
But
we're
apparently
all,
we're all tape trading fucking PSG.
Yeah.
Well, he's a good person until you fuck with him.
Exactly. We're
Dude, aren't we
territorial
all?
psychopaths.
Aren't we all?
Exactly. Yep.
It's
Like,
like,
honestly,
don't shit where I eat. I won't shit where you eat.
There you go.
No. You cannot be that way.
Mhm.
Because we're just saying, look, there does not need to be this kind of fucking fighting anymore. If you are done with these assholes, then please be done
There
with
wasn't
them.
any fight. This is you guys bringing this fight to me, and fair enough, you had some things you wanted to wear from the past, and that's fine. What am I saying?
I'm trying to meet you in the middle.
No, what she's saying is it doesn't have to be any fight, and
It
we're all
wasn't a
good.
fight.
Right?
You as my witness. You were there on that stream when I was there with Buttocks. There was no fight.
You should do. You know what we should do to fucking bring this all together? Play "Creep's Gonna Creep," my favorite fucking song in the world.
Let's have Lewis sing
fucking
"Careless
love that
Whisper."
Yeah, that's a good thing. The karaoke should come back, though. I think we should do the karaoke. I agree with you there.
Yeah, I'll do a karaoke.
Would you do it? Sweet.
Yeah, my singing voice is not very good, but hey.
No,
it's not like
No, we should all just fucking start a
against,
campfire and just sing fucking Kumbaya.
No, Angela, you're not competing against like the world's best. It's like us. It's amazing.
We all sound
It's
like
fun.
cats getting strangled.
I'm shy though. Cats getting struck.
At least we don't sound like cats being put in a box with carbon
Turn
monoxide.
it off. No one cares. No one knows. Yeah, you know what I mean. You can just do it. And everyone's got to sing their song, haven't they? And
That's the
whether
thing,
you should
and it's
sing
the
it.
internet. No one knows who you are, so you could destroy a song and be like, well, that person sucks, and be like,
And if you
"But
wanted to
I'll
do a
never
song
see them
song,
in real life.
You know what I mean? If you wanted to do one and change the words to like do it as a diss song or something, that's cool too. You know what I mean? We could
I
all do-
would.
I can.
Well, I'm not doing a
change
diss
the
song.
word.
I am not.
Well, yeah, just normal songs. Yeah, we should totally do a karaoke. I'm not going to do it tonight. It's a bit late. I can't do it while my kid's in the house. Really.
Yeah, I gotta
we're
go
not-
to bed.
I
late.
would not recommend a diss track because that would just be like.
Hey, I just want to say, I think we had a big, great breakthrough. I think we're all fucking sloppy happy right now, and this is good.
Yeah, I think we're all kind of hopefully singing at maybe not the same page,
Or
but
maybe just really tired. I don't know.
same.
Just
book.
no more going forward.
Yeah, you're right. We are tired. We're fucking sick and tired.
Sick and tired of this bullshit.
Fuck life.
Well, this is the thing I already had. Let bygones be bygones.
I mean, CP, I let bygones be bygones with you a long time ago.
Exactly. And that's it. And everything is. And honestly, if you listen to anything that Scorned FM have got to say, all of that shit was just so behind the times. I haven't had time to really fully, what's the word, analyze it or go over it, react to it. That's the word I'm looking for. I've just had a smoke, sorry.
I gotta say, you haven't lived until you've watched a fat man in a shoebox try to run a stream, and then 10 minutes in it crashes, and you're left with 4 hours of a Rumble logo.
I mean, CP, let's be honest about one thing. Like in the past few months, I've probably treated you more like a woman than that fat loser drunk ever has.
Yeah,
No.
Talk
at
about
some
me.
level. But that's not saying much, though, is it?
That
Yeah,
says
yeah.
everything. That says everything because there's a
Well,
lot there's a lot of men
I did it
there's a lot
myself.
of men out there that can actually treat you like the queen that in your mind you know you can be. And he's apparently hasn't done that because he's never had no woman in his life and he never will.
Let's just start with decent, okay?
Right, and don't accept nothing less, CP. That's
He's
the
just
thing.
being so unbelievable. But it's a sight to behold, though. And I mean, when do you get to see this in
No,
public?
I'm a little jealous about that though. Like honestly, CP, what is so appealing about an obese 400-pound fucking drunk from the Dominican Republic who can barely speak a lick of English?
Well, the guy who I know now, there's like, he's just fucked up, isn't he? But like the guy who I knew then, there was a lot going for him.
Pretty good mask.
And
Yeah, that's what it was. A mask could tell you what you
And-
want to hear.
mask. You're 100% there. That 100%.
And the same man you knew that time, we also knew as well, which is why nobody here
agree.
messes with him anymore. And why
I
is that? Because
agree.
the truth came out.
I agree, and I've thought about that because there was times when who was it used to say it? Volp, I think. Because I remember saying that. I have actually said it though. I have said Dean and Lewis and Volp. As much as I've called Dean a bitch, I've also said that Dean was right about certain things when he has been right. So I do say those things.
Yeah, I've witnessed you say it. I never chimed in, but yeah. But you still was wrong tonight.
Well,
But that's, I guess you apologize one day.
Hey, friends, I have to get the fuck out of here and go to bed because I have.
yeah, we'll hit the 2-hour mark as well.
I've got two
Yeah,
young
I was
children.
just getting ready.
All right,
Okay, well, shall we adjourn this till we do some karaoke, and I'll
fuck
put
yeah.
some feelers out to see what night people. Well, should we say now? What night do people want to do karaoke, or do you want to think about it?
I'm thinking about it.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool. That's
Yeah.
cool.
Boy.
We'll have a think about it, and we'll do a
workshop
karaoke. That'd be awesome.
You guys
I
can plan that
I
one out.
don't even know.
Personally, I've got a crazy work schedule, and I stream like a motherfucker in my
All right,
downtime.
CP,
So
thank you
don't
for
take me
streaming,
not
baby.
participating as a sign of disrespect.
Angela, it was good talking to you.
All
Yeah.
right. Good night, you guys.
Thank you
All
for
right.
Thank
coming,
you. Have a good
everyone,
night.
and
Enjoy
thank you,
that
Yeah,
again.
NHL
you
94.
too, boss. Cheers.
Have a good one.
Yes, thank you, everyone, and yeah, we'll do some singing
What a load of fucking lunatics.
in it. And they wonder why I'm here. Of course. What else are we going to do? Watch fucking Netflix? Fuck off.
Netflix is garbage.
Innit? That's it.
It's
This is
fucking
much
terrible.
better. Yes. So thank you, everyone. And thank you so much to Angela. I massively appreciated her coming on. And moving forward, I think, it's all lovely. It's all roses for now.
Well,
See how it goes.
It's like I said, I personally do not have a problem with you. It's like I said, just I had to kind of say, hey, listen, you don't know this guy.
No, exactly. It's true. And I did say that they said many times, one of the things was you're surrounding yourself with bad people. I can't remember who it was.
I suppose if you have a big heart, your natural inclination, just once again, trying to play devil's advocate, I suppose a natural inclination would be to try to believe everybody at face value.
Yeah.
CPE, these people are some of these people are fucking, there's something else.
Yeah, man. You got to see it, though, haven't you? You got to see it to believe it. And
I
Blowing
get
out of
it.
them.
If you haven't watched the videos that were directed at us, then yeah, I get it. You probably haven't heard the shit that was getting thrown out.
yeah, I don't watch much at all, honestly. And people don't believe me, but I don't. Before I got into it and started streaming myself and stuff, I used to watch loads more. But I don't. I'm lucky if I manage to catch an Albert video every now and again. That's it.
It's good. Yeah, because they're short and sweet and to the point.
Exactly. And he puts them out at random times, and I might just catch one as it's coming up. But other than that, I just don't get a chance. I mean, there's lots of ones I want to watch that I never get to watch and stuff like that.
If you've seen one, you've seen them all.
Yeah, but there's nuances. There's a longer arc going on, which I find interesting. But then I see things in stuff maybe that other people don't.
I don't know. I've tuned in for like 3 of them, and it's all Albo with your blue tent and your hobo sticks configuration. Shut up.
Yeah, well, that's a good. That's pretty. That is quite good. But there is more to it than that. But then it is just that as well. So I love that about it. That it is. It's.
I sure fucking
openly-
hope so.
Pardon?
I said I sure fucking hope there's more to it than that.
Yeah, man. Yeah, in my opinion, there is a hell of a lot more, and he's changed the landscape by doing it.
Oh,
You know,
fuck. You
can't argue with
the
himself.
best one that you missed, I have to say, the absolute best one that you missed was when a troll account made Hyatt give an ultimatum to Darius. It was the funniest thing ever.
Oh man.
You
I
did not
vaguely
know
remember
about
that. I vaguely remember that. Yes, yeah, I know
this. Because
exactly.
the troll account said, come sit at our adults table, and then he sits there and he's like,
Exactly.
you will no longer be the big channel. I'm the big channel. I'm the big dog. This is
I
my
remember
big
that,
deal."
and at that time, I was trying to support him, and I was in the DMs saying, "That's not Darius." You know what I mean?
That was the funniest fucking shit I've ever seen in
And
my
he
life.
just went ahead and did it. I know, but for me, it's not. I get this is where we are, so I'm not one to judge, and honestly, I'm not one to judge anybody. That is why I'm here, is not to judge, to learn not to judge. But and that all the lunatics that we get confronted with have helped me do that, and I'm still learning. But with that one, there's a line with me, and it's just, I work with
Well,
people.
now he's gone and completely thrown you under the bus.
Let him,
Well, of course, it's
haven't.
meaningless in the grand scheme of things because once again, it's I'm no longer going to support you. What is going to change about that? It's not like there's like 7 million viewers that are suddenly not going. I get that.
Well, all he's
It's
doing
just-
is he's going to lose that contact with someone who I'm there for him if he ever needs, if he really needs someone, he knows where I am. That's what I always said to him.
Yes,
He
and
really-
I get that the care is there, but sometimes you have to let some people fall on their ass.
yeah, that's
and
it. Yeah,
And
yeah.
I guess there is that old English saying, your ass is showing, and he's literally done it.
Mate, yeah, definitely.
Gets up with that shit hanging out. Oh my god! And I edit.
Well, I don't
videos
know
like
about that. Thank God I haven't seen that one. but-
Oh Lord Almighty! There was he gets up, the whole ass is out, and it was. I edit videos, my guy.
Oh,
the hell
bless
you do?
It's shooting fish in a barrel though, isn't it? I mean, I know it's funny and whatever, but like really though, for high level trolls, isn't it really like not really the target we should be going for?
Well,
I don't
it
know.
becomes retaliation after a while because it's like I said when I first had a go with him. Because he was given a time, he was given a date, he was given a location to show up, because I straight up wanted to tell him, you cannot go saying this level of shit. That you can't go around accusing strangers online of pedophilia.
And not getting the shit back as well when he got it. But the thing is, he did kind of take it. He didn't bitch out when he got it back, did he? I suppose I'll give him
But
that.
what did he get back?
Loads of shit, worse than my shit that I've had.
Well, here's the thing though, and you have to look at this also from this area. I gave him an opportunity to speak, and he did not take it multiple times because it had to be in an area where he could control it, where if he fumbled it, which he always does because speculations and cloud chasing and all this other weird shit. What's his Rocket Roo or some bullshit like that? That's his way of calling people retarded now. Because he will not survive an argument with anybody in a face-to-face environment. Because don't you remember that big wobble that he had when he was in a panel with all of you because he made a big fucking spectacle out of this and said some shit to the effect of, I didn't appreciate that, Ricardo. You bringing me on a stream like that, blah, 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 blah.
I don't remember that. Was that on mine?
No, that was on I don't know whose panel it fucking was,
I
but
don't
he
know.
threw a shit fit because Ricardo brought him on a live panel and somebody went at him, and then the whole thing is that he cannot argue with somebody in real time. He needs to sit there and rehearse shit 1,500 times.
Yeah.
And here's the other thing too, is suppose, I'm trying to find an analogy here. Would you go and take on a fight that you know you shouldn't take.
No, exactly. No, that's
And
what.
that's the thing.
That's the thing.
There's-
I'm totally in agreement about that.
But you can't really say that there is any merit with him giving it back because he hasn't given anything.
Well,
All
I
he does
told
is
him straight. I did tell him, and that's when I said to him. So I don't know why he's acting all surprised now, because I did actually say to him when he
Well,
went that
it's
night. He
because
went
it
back
doesn't
to
fit his
Lewis and
narrative.
Dean. I just said that was it. I was like, that's me supporting you. Done. Like, you know, you're making this. This is your choice now. You're choosing to go back for this. I'm not going to get in the way of nature here. This is nature.
Yeah, but that's the thing is he's been choosing it for the longest time now. And you know what the thing is that if I put my hand on the stove and I burn my hand, ow, that fucking burns. I don't think I'm going to do something like that again.
Yeah, exactly.
He keeps coming back for it. And then saying that I'm done. But this is the thing. And this is how half-handed it all is. Literally, quote unquote, I'm done with the drama, my guy. I'm done with all this shit. We're moving on from the drama.
Yeah.
We're on to bigger and better things. We've destroyed Dean. We've destroyed Albert. We've exposed these pedophiles. And then it's like, what the fuck do you expect? And I even said that. I'm like, what the fuck do you expect to happen to you? Oh, so I'm supposed to not sit there and defend myself? And then he has the balls, the audacity to be, oh, well, I made a video on you, and then I scheduled it out 8 weeks from now, so by default, I won.
I'm not surprised that people in the troll pit are going at him because he's an easy target, but I am going to call out that he's an easy target, and I'm going to call out that, you know, it's just not me. It's just not me to just go on someone who's obviously, you know, struggling or whatever to say,
well,
to use a phrase.
but here's the thing, though, is all the ways that he looks down on people. Like, how about this? What about when he made videos on random channels and started critiquing them, saying that they're cringe, saying that their lighting is terrible, saying that their microphone sucks, saying that they're bad content creators, but my shit. And this is what he's done.
I mean, he's going to do that, though. That's what you know. It's like someone who's like he's suggestible, who's being, you know, when you look at it in the end, it's YouTube or whatever social media bringing that out in someone who's already got that like a latent propensity to, I don't know, fixate on something or whatever his thing is.
I think he just wants to fuck Dean.
Who knows? Who knows?
I think he's got the hots for Dean and Albert. But look, all shit talking aside, I do understand what you're saying, that this is an easy target, this is fish in a barrel. I do understand that. But the thing is that, and I know you're going to tell me this, that you've tried to tell him this as well. I told him to shut up. I told him that if you don't want this shit, because why do I keep having to deal with these dweebs? I told him, if you shut the fuck up, it will go away. And once again, his whole thing is that I guess Albert trolled him because he had a PayPal. All right? That's what Albert does. Albert gave me shit once. And you know what? I went on Albert's thing and I said, dude, this is not what you think it is. And we were fine.
Yeah, that's it. Albert's fine with it.
But the other thing too is that you cannot go and try to get into a field like this because this is his career. This is what he wants to do. You cannot get into a field like this and expect people to like what you're putting in.
I remembered your upload to him, actually. I do remember you telling him to, you know, and there was some serious, and I think Darius even did one where it was actually like, you know, you need to back off, and it was just saying it straight to the point and trying not to take the piss too much and just be like, you know, you just need to back off. And I did appreciate those uploads from people who did try, and he did keep going, and that's why I've got no judgment on the rest of everyone. But I do think when it comes to with Dean and stuff, some of the stuff he did with him, I think was a bit, for me personally, I thought was a bit too far. I thought it was
very far. And once again, I understand that you don't know that he was doing this shit and that he was saying this shit, but personally, and once again, I get the idea that if you have nothing to be ashamed of, you don't have to worry. It's the same thing that Americans say where, well, if you got nothing to hide, then you don't have to worry. I get it. But at the same time, he involved families, and then he complained when his shit was when it was thrown at him.
Yeah.
And yes, Dean goes heavy on him.
Yeah,
And
I think it went a bit far for someone who's
hey, I'll call it like it is. Dean's gone fucking heavy on him on shit. The shit that I've gone after him for, I've never had to attack him for what his dad did to him.
Exactly. That was the line. That was disgusting.
Yeah, I get it, and I've even said, and once again, if I'm lying, I'm fucking flying. You know what? I wouldn't go there. But once again, I'm not also going to tell people what to do.
Exactly. At this
The
point,
shit
I
that
did
I
in
have
those
gone
days.
after,
I did tell him
the
what
shit
to
that I have gone after him for was common sense things, like don't say this shit. And then, oh, I'm not scared of you, you dweeb. I'll come down and knock your fucking teeth down your throat. Blah, 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 blah. And then after that point, it was like, okay, motherfucker, you want to sit here and
That's
call
just how
yourself
his
a content...
interactions were, innit? That's just how it was with him. It was either
But that's
one
how
or
it
the
always
other.
is.
Well, we've
That's how it always
shown
is.
it now, because if he's just turned on me like that and kicked off like he has, then it just shows you, doesn't it, that he's just got one or the other. Because with me, he was basically having the same conversation, but he was just like ignoring whatever I had to say. So he wasn't, I was going, oh, you do even, I'm going to kick the shit out of you. But he was just like straight up just ignoring everything I had to say, any advice I had to give him. And so I just kind of was just like, okay, well, you've done it. And then I'd kind of dropped it off anyway, because he'd already shown that he wasn't going to listen to any advice. And then that day when he did the thing with Lewis and Dean, I just could draw a line under it and say, well, you've just done it now. You know, you've just done it. And then
sitting there and having the nerve to say, oh, I knew what was going on. Yeah, you
I know.
Sure.
Well, he did, because I did tell him that was going to happen. And he chose to go on. He chose to do it.
Yeah, but you know what? That's the thing, is you straight up warned him that he was walking into a fucking killing zone. And, but then they have the nerve, and when that's the thing, is he lies like a fly with a booger in his eye. Everything is always a fucking excuse. Everything is always a fucking, oh, well, I knew that was going to happen. I've beaten the shit out of everybody that I've ever gotten into.
It's all about the YouTube shit. It's all about trying to get eyes on his. I think it all just boils down to that, isn't it? But
there's no eyes.
I know. I know, mate. You're telling me this is the dusty corner. This is why we're here, because there are no eyes. We don't want that. So, like, but he's in here, and that's what I said to him. You're in the wrong place to try and generate anything over here. What you're doing with these, like, this is the dusty place. You get about 8 people. They say that they complain at me because I call everyone Cyan. It's because it is all Cyan, because there's only fucking 8 people in here.
8 alts.
Yeah. It's like, come on, there's 2 people. So he's like thinking all that, but I don't think that matters. I think it just is that it'll just be like a physical feedback mechanism that comes from clicking, you know, and even coming and being in the happy place of his YouTube and his Rumble and all that stuff. It'll be like a physical thing. It will have.
But could you really call it a happy place with how miserable he is?
I know. That's
the whole thing. Oh, he
really
shit doesn't look happy.
No, he doesn't look happy. But same with Carl, like, it's just not a good place for these guys. Like, you've got to kind of have some strength in yourself, like tonight. Like, and the way that Evil and Ricardo were kicking off about the way when Angela confronted me with something which was controversial, and then they made this whole fucking song and dance. Oh, she thought they were her friends, and like as if they're the enemy and all that stuff. And it was like, it never was, because I wouldn't have even gone on that panel if I wasn't strong enough in myself, because I know.
As far as Mr. Ward goes, I didn't have a problem with him, and I was always nice to him until he attacked Luke and Albert, and then I fucking went off on him and made him cry.
Who?
So, who you just mentioned?
Oh, Mr. Ward. Sorry.
I had fucking words with him.
Yeah, well, yeah. But he's all bets are off. I mean, he's a twat. He's acting like a twat. But again, I don't think this place is good.
But I mean, really, that's the thing. At the end of the day, is that I get it. There obviously all the fucking gears aren't turning, but you cannot go after people. And once again, you can't have the Peter Griffin thing. You can't get mad at me. I'm retarded. No, it's you're acting like an asshole. Fucking knock it off. And then all of a sudden, oh well, poor is me. You know,
it's interesting.
When I straight up asked him, I'm like, why are you treating the only friends that you have in the world like garbage? Well, somebody needs to be the villain.
Hey up, Mr. Ben Spastic. Oh, I know. That's what he lived in a fantasy world, though, didn't he? He lives in his head of magic cards and stuff.
No, this motherfucker thought he was a goddamn Batman villain. The
Yeah,
world
yeah.
needs me to be the villain. You
I
don't
know.
need to be the villain.
He was
You
trying to
have
get
fucking-
some sort of control in the situation, I think, of any
But there
sort.
was no control. He's playing
I know.
racist cartoons. He
I
was
know.
playing racist cartoons, and Luke was like, "That's not a good idea," so he blocked Luke.
I
And
think
then
it
when
happened
Albo
before then
was
as
like,
well.
"What the fuck is?" And then when Albert was like, "What the fuck is going on, dude? Why'd you block him?"
Ah, look at you. Come at me. Come on now. What have you got? You're homeless. Rah.
You know, he fucking went off on Albert, and Albert's been sticking up for him since day one.
Well,
And
you know, there was the
they've had their shits, but you know what? Look, behind the scenes where people aren't fucking saying this shit live, Albert would be like, you know, he's not that bad of a guy. And
Yeah.
it wasn't until fucking because I mean, you can even watch it. You can even watch that fucking stream when he went off on Albert. Albert was sitting there going, "I just can't believe he's fucking doing this shit to me after all I did." And then when I had a fucking go at him, and I said, "Why are you being such an asshole?"
Well, I
Oh,
need
no.
to be the villain.
Fuck your villainy. Just don't be an asshole. All of us are missing fucking screws loose if we're fucking sitting here like this. But the whole thing is that there's no reason to be a fucking dickhead and be and exactly high and mighty.
yeah.
And yes, and Carl Ward did go after Albo's kids.
From Mr. Benson. We're talking about Carl. We're talking about Carl. He's got under Fatal Vision's skin, I believe, which I don't
No,
blame you for.
But the whole thing is,
I
it's just
feel as well.
they don't need to be assholes.
I
And
know. I
yes,
agree. I do agree with you, and it's got me thinking. And I'll have to have a think about it. But I would like to discuss this with you again in the future.
Hey, well, have a think about this. Have a think about how Mr. Easy Target, Mr. Victim, Mr. Vulnerable would make things talking about how he was just using you guys. And he admitted to it. Yeah, you know, I only used the Herbie Derbies.
Yeah, well, he would do. He was like, you know, he was scurrying around to get the best light. I just don't think he even sees himself as a person anymore. He sees himself as a channel. He's just fully into it.
What CPE? I'm just going to call it what it is. He wanted backup because he picked a fight with everybody, and everybody told him that he was a douchebag, and he figured that there was some strength in numbers with you guys.
Yeah.
And that was
You
it.
expect that, though, don't you? You expect that round here with people.
No, because he's supposed to be a real man.
Yeah.
This is the guy who fucking can lift diesel engines with his bare hands. This is a guy who fucking can make people disappear.
You
This
know
is the
way
guy-
more about this guy than I do. When I was in the DMs with him, so you've got to you're gonna have to tell us some stories.
Well, you've heard one. You've heard one fucking video. You've heard them all.
Lifting a diesel engine with his bare hands. I've not heard that one.
Oh, there's some fucking stories, but the whole thing is, it's just, at what point do we stop being vulnerable? And it's just, look, this person is a fucking asshole. Because at the same time, it would be like, hey, why is everybody picking on Germany? It's such a small country. I'm not necessarily
I'll have a
saying that
think
he's.
about. I'll have a
I'm not
think about
necessarily
it.
saying that he's a Nazi, but he is definitely a racist.
Right. Well, that isn't something that I can comment on. I don't remember him being racist around me.
No, he said some racial shit, but the whole thing it's just it. All I'm saying is that a fucking tarantula can have a deadly bite too.
I know. I do get it. Every dog has their day, don't they? Every dog has their day.
Well, that's not a dog. That's a fucking doghouse.
Oh, it's definitely one to conjure with because I take it more seriously as well. So it's like with this stuff, it is, and it's why I'm here for this stuff because it's like a little bubble. What's it like in Star Trek where they have that little bubble universe, and it's like all the sort of rules don't work exactly the same as in your normal life, and the rules of engagement are different, and all the rest of it. And
I get how the rules of engagement are different, but it's just the whole thing is the guy uses people, and his whole thing is just he takes, and that was even the same thing with Darius. Hate Darius all you want for whatever reason. How fucking stupid is that? to sit there and say, "Oh, well, you've invited me to join your channel,
I
but I'm
know.
taking over," like a fucking mafia don.
I know. Well, that's it. But that for me, as like maybe my mothering instinct had turned out, I'm just like, you're really not meant to be here.
Yes,
You're
but
not meant
mama birds will kick the bird out of the nest, and if it crashes to the ground, oh well, that one wasn't meant to work.
I know. Well, I was trying to like prevent that one
Hey,
from happening
I
by
get
saying,
it.
so just get out of here before it fucking does. And you did the same, you know what I mean? And so did fucking Darius and a few other people. He told
Hey,
him.
I get it. And once again, I'll obsequious and say that you had a big heart and that you tried to help this idiot out, but he's brought it on himself. And I guess you've got caught in the crossfire by association, whatever. But the thing is, it's just no. These idiots, they're at the end of the day, they're adults. They should know better.
Yeah, I know. But
Evidently they
when
don't.
someone finds themselves in a dangerous position, it's down to your own personal choices what you're going to do. You find someone in a dangerous position, do you save them or do you stand on them? That's the thing.
Well, yes, there is that notion, but at the same time, you have to look at it and be like, and once again, I'll throw you a bone here and say that you didn't know, but this one brought it on himself, and sometimes you just have to look once again. And
Oh,
be
I knew
like,
that he
look,
brought it on himself. I did know that.
just not. I guess not to that degree.
I didn't know he'd made a reel about the parents and all that stuff because
Yeah.
that was my main thing is that had happened to him, and I did think that was below the belt. But that again, like Angela said, I'm challenging my judgments. I'm trying not to judge people, especially since I'm getting so much negative and hateful judgment from those two bitches over at Scorned FM. So like it's making me want to be the opposite of that. So I am always challenging my judgments and stuff like that.
I mean, sometimes you just have to be two ships passing in the sea.
I know.
And I mean, I've been at this shit for a while now, and I've come across shitty people, and it's just like, you know what? Whatever.
Yeah.
You know, and just, that's all I can say.
Yeah, it just felt like he was on a path to, quite a big destruction, and it was just a case, I think quite a lot of people just saw it like they did with me and were just like, stop what you're doing. You're going to go and hit the fucking iceberg. You are going to hit the iceberg. And they didn't listen, but then I didn't listen as well.
I guess so. It seems that way.
Yes, this is what happens in these situations. So you guys, PSG's Carl, and then argy-bargy about Carl being a wanker. I don't know what you mean. I've just put Carl down as just as much as a wanker as everyone else, really. But he did betray me. But he didn't betray me like Evil and Ricardo have gone off and Ron. So.
Well, not for nothing, Elliot. At least Darius has somewhat of an audience.
I don't know. I don't know what Darius is. Again, I don't watch any of his shit either. I don't watch any.
I mean, at the very least, you don't get 35 minutes of a logo. And this is just someone, because he's a bigger content creator than all of us, apparently.
It's just when you know someone's going through some sort of YouTube psychosis, and you just think, at this point, how can you sort of? You can. This is where it is, isn't it? You can take the piss out of it, but for me, there's also the side of like, how can you take the piss out of it? Because once you've accepted that the person's having a bit of a breakdown or a bad time here, and they shouldn't really be here, then it kind of loses its humour at that point. For me, at laughing at someone because they're showing their ass, because it's like, yeah, that person's showing their ass because they're like. They are having a handicap at this moment, and although I'm all about taking the piss and poking fun at people, I think it's that level of consent. I think, and I don't think if you're going through a psychosis that you can give consent in that knowing way. If that makes sense.
It does, but once again, it's just the problem with this individual. It is, yeah, and I've said, dude, you're not built for this. This is not your fucking thing, And I mean, hell, I even tried to do the best thing that anybody could do, is give him advice, like fix your fucking lighting, sit there and get a free like a free editing program. And did you turn him on to AI?
It was either me or it would have been Tommy, probably.
I will never fucking forgive whoever taught that idiot AI, because now he just makes AI videos, and that's suddenly
AI videos. I don't even know how to make AI videos.
What whoever it was is fucking. It's horrendous. But see, this is where it all comes into play, though. It's just, hey, if you're going to have a go at somebody and you're going to argue with somebody, arguments happen all the time. People think different things. People want different things. People believe different things. It's a fucking fact of life. But you simply cannot go around and say some of the shit that he has gone and said. And then once again, when it comes back on him, and that's the classic thing, and this is even what his ex said, and this is one of the first times that I'll ever bring this up. His ex said that he's always been a victim. It has always been someone else. It's always poor him. It's always, these people are all out to get me. These people are all holding me back. Meanwhile, he's sitting there, yeah, I use these people.
And he's saying it publicly.
Oh, he's straight up
There's
said
no
that
need, is there? There's no need
he
to actually
straight
express-
up said that he used all of yous.
Yeah. But I mean, you think as well, like most people do use people here, but they sit there and just do it. They don't say it. So it's just.
Well, his thing is that he pretends to be this nice, virtuous guy. I have a thing called a life, and I have a thing called morals, my guy. Morals. Making a rule about a dead person's mom.
Yeah.
You know, and that's the thing. And just exactly like Elliot said, when you poke a fucking bear and it bites you, you can't sit there and be like, what the fuck happened? No, it's going to be like, no, you stupid idiot. You kicked it while it was asleep.
Oh, no.
And that's just the problem. And this is where I got annoyed with him. It's just this whole, he acted like the fucking morality police. Like he was, I'm going to call you out on your shit. Remember when after Ricardo for that broken console business?
Yeah, and he went off and he just cheapened the whole thing, and it was just for his channel. I can't agree more when it comes to the whole, like, when he went back to Lewis and Dean that time, that was it. It was just like, you really are. I could see it very, very clearly.
You really are stupid.
Enough rope to hang himself with, and I was like, that's it, you know.
I mean, there had to have been a point when you said, mate, you really are stupid.
I didn't say that to him, but I was like, this place isn't for you.
No, I mean thinking. You had to have at least thought.
God. Yeah, I mean, I knew that he was in over his head, and he wasn't strong enough to deal with it. And so I was trying to encourage him to move on to his other projects, and he was like, kept saying he was going to leave and all that stuff. So I was like, yep. That's how it got me kept with it, because I was like, come on now, like, whatever. And I was encouraging him because he was getting supposedly attacked by, you know, Albert and all that lot. So I was like encouraging him with that, because and this is right at the beginning. But like, obviously, very, very quickly, I realized that he was just spinning it around and around and around just for, and very quickly he started putting my name into stuff because I'd shown him a tiny bit of support. He started dragging me into it. And that's when I started having words with him and saying, like, I don't want you mentioning me, or not because I didn't want to be associated with him, because it was before anything like that came out.
You just don't want the drama.
But I just don't need someone like literally. So I knew exactly what it was about then, but it's not going to stop me from trying to support someone who I think's in a dangerous situation. Do you know what I mean?
Once again, you've established that you didn't know, and you only knew what he told you.
Yeah,
and I'm sure a lot of it is these guys are attacking me for no reason. They're saying this, they're saying that, they're doing this, they're doing that. I'm just minding my own fucking business. I'm not doing anything wrong. You know, they're all out to fucking get me. And once again, it goes with the association thing, thinking, well, it's these guys, so it checks out, so he's got to be right. It's just he's fucking something else. He really is. He's fucking something else. And just, once again, I don't need to bring up this. I don't need to bring up that. I just, all I have to do to just apparently put this idiot in his place is just tell him the facts, my guy. And if he doesn't like it, there's the door. And it can hit him in his big hairy ass. We know it's big and hairy, dude. You've shown it on camera. It's a good thing no one does watch your shit, because kids could be watching that, my guy. It's just all this stupid shit that he says. And Darius, and once again, what comes after 59? He literally said, I'll tell you, Darius, because you're probably an idiot. It's 70.
again, it's fish in a barrel, though, isn't it? You know, I know it's part of the law now, and it's a thing, and I'm not going to knock
and once
anyone
again,
off
I
of
get
it.
that it's fishing. I get that it's fish in a barrel.
It's just
and
not
people would
mine.
just be. And you know what? There's been 12.5 times that I've went. This guy is too stupid. Whatever.
Yeah,
Fuck
I know.
him.
And it's it's part of the thing. I get it.
But once again, it leads back to the other point. You cannot go accusing people of this shit. When he sits there and says Albert was jerking off to his kids through their window, that's fucked up. And in the shit where he threw you under the bus, he's sitting there crying. Do you realize what rape accusations do? Do you realize?
Like, I've not stood. I'm the one person standing up and saying I don't want to talk about those accusations or any of that.
Well, no. According to him, now you support us.
Oh right. Well,
But
the thing is, this is the black and white thinking that goes on in this place. Like, obviously, this whole
no thinking.
discussion was an argument that they started like yesterday or whatever at Buttocks's, because they said I supported, actual essay on people. Just because I wasn't down for dancing in these people's shit.
Mm-hmm.
And so that they're pushing me on that side. So now he's saying that because I'm not because I'm not talking about it, but I'm actually talking around the subject with you guys, which I think is important to open up the conversation. It's not a cult here. It's not like we don't talk about anything at all. It's just that I get it. I think is appropriate. And so he thinks I'm supporting you guys now. So it's like, I can't win. But like you say, it doesn't matter, does it? Because we're all out of it. This is just a load of fucking bullshit. So it doesn't matter.
But just what I'm saying is he was literally crying today, though, about what unfounded accusations. He's like, that can ruin your life. You can't get.
No, it can. It really can. No, it can. It can ruin your life.
See, but that's what I'm saying, though. It's okay for him. The PSG.
Exactly,
Albert
but
looking
also
through his kids' windows. And the funny thing is he keeps bringing up his fucking roommate, his ex-roommate from the last halfway house that he got kicked out of. Whatever the fuck that guy's name is, saying that we associate with him. What the fuck does he know? What an idiot to assume that sort of shit. But here's the thing, though, is he went and showed that guy's arrest report that showed exactly what he did. And then his favorite word is proceeded, because what proceeded to happen is he went and proceeded to show Albert's arrest thing, and it said none of what he said. And people are like, hey, that's not what it fucking says. Oh, so you're just protecting these people. So now all of a sudden we're protecting.
It's fucked up. It is fucked up.
And that's the thing, is you cannot sit there and every person who disagrees with you is suddenly a pederast.
Well, the thing is as well, that and I don't disagree with him, but it's kind of like a fucked up argument. Like, he's there saying, oh, you don't understand what rape accusations do. And yes, I do. And I've discussed it with him that I do actually know what that is, because it's happened to one of my friends. And so I was and I am very careful about it. And I have been, not just for him, but for the lady involved as well. She doesn't want this, or she might not want to fucking relive this and have all this dragged up all the fucking time just for people's entertainment. That's also the massive point in it. But my point is as well towards Hayat then, is that if he doesn't want those things dragged up and it's just allegations and he doesn't want that going on to his life, then why go on YouTube causing shit under your name, giving people your name, giving people your past? I've told him about this. Telling everyone everything that you need to know to try and triangulate you and everything about you, the Facebook and all that stuff. Dean, what he did was disgusting, but he wouldn't have been able to do it had he not been so open to it. And although he is a vulnerable person, and so I will understand for a lot of that, when it comes to moaning about allegations, when it comes to how important those things are and how much of an effect it does have on your life and how it follows you around, why the fuck are you on YouTube with your real name then?
Exactly. And why? Well, here's the other thing. This shit got brought up because of him. Because he's the one that made a video saying that she abused him for 8 years, that she beat him up, and that she mentally abused him, and all this other shit.
Well, that's how I ended up talking to him properly, because I was into the narcissist stuff, and I was like, oh, it sounds like you had a really bad time, and all of that, and that's how I got talking to him.
Well, what it does boil down to, CP, is that there is his side, there is her side, and then there's what really fucking happened.
Yeah, exactly. And it's not, I don't think it's our place. I don't think this is the place for it. I really don't.
But he went and brought it in by making a video about her. And you know what? Maybe she decided to be like, you know what? Fuck this. He said,
yeah, if she did. And that's when Angela was asking me about the Candice stuff. If If this lady had come in with her own channel and her own videos and she was doing it under her own steam, fucking hell, it would be a different story. But it wasn't. It really wasn't. It was something else that had been brought out through Dean for his own benefit. And he had some little scheme going on at the time. He was trying to get one over on someone or other. I can't even fucking remember. But that was part of his play. And I was just like, it's just not me. I just don't know that.
And I absolutely understand what you're saying. It
Yeah.
just seemed to me like the reason why she doesn't do that shit, it seems like she avoids a lot of social media.
Which I don't blame her for.
No, I can't blame her because apparently this guy messages her while he's fucking drunk and he's like, do you know that you fucked up my life and then I went to Montana and I saw bison? You know, this guy's fucking messaging her all the time. Oh, I haven't talked to her in fucking years. Meanwhile, we're getting fucking screen caps of text messages from like a couple months ago. What the fuck are you do? You know, and then he's complaining about people harassing him. It's just the victim. It's always the victim.
It is good to get the counterpoint across. It is on this one.
But it also comes into the whole aspect of the whole trolling thing. Somebody trolls you, well, you fucking got me, and then that's it. Because, once again, all this started because Albert was like, what the fuck is up with you doing a Patreon? And then what did he do? You're a pedophile. Like, that's a hell of a way to... Yeah. That's a hell of a way to have a fucking argument with somebody. Because if you have a drunk screaming at the fucking corner, and that's my thing, is I grew up in the city. And I know, according to Hyatt, I'm a city slicker. I'm not a country boy like him. But when you got a drunk standing on the corner, you hang your head out the window and say, hey, shut the fuck up.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, and that's exactly
then you also hope, if you, on a cold night where they've got no friends and they're all like, you know, they've got themselves drunk, they've got themselves into that point. But if they wanted a quid, I'd give them a fucking quid. Do you know what I mean?
And I get that. But you know what? Throw the fucking penny out the window and just be like, go away, buy some more wine, you fucking plonker. But at the same time, it's just why? Why are they like this? I get it that there are some people that could be like this because, you know, like, oh, well, you know, they lost their home because the economy is in the fucking toilet. But also at the same time, there's some people who have alienated everybody.
Yeah, but even so, even those people, who cares how we got there? Like, you know, if someone's having a bad time, they're having a bad time, aren't they?
Yeah, everybody's going through a difficult fucking time. But here's the thing, though, is that this guy is sitting there. Once again, here's another example. He sits there and he says that everybody freeloads. Nobody works, you know, but he's worked his whole fucking life. The guy just put...
I doubt he does work. I doubt it very much.
No, he does not have a fucking job at all. But he sits there and he talks shit about people who get state's assistance while he's getting state's assistance.
Because he's delusional. You know what I mean? It is what it is.
That's like a woman with the clap telling another woman that she's a whore.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if he's just emulating another stream that he's watched and he's just gone, oh, that's a good line, I'll use that. And he hadn't even thought about the reality of it. I wouldn't be surprised. I'm not saying that's what he's doing, but it could be.
Oh no, it's an absolute guarantee. But it's just the whole thing is once again, you can almost look at this guy and be like, this guy's nothing, and you can do that. It's very fucking easy.
Well, of course you can, yeah, but you don't want. I don't because I don't look at people and think that. I don't think people are nothing. It doesn't matter where they're at or who they are.
That's not the avenue that I was going down. When I say nothing, I mean like this guy's got nothing. Meaning like the shit and I told him the shit you talk is worthless. And it is. It's fucking useless shit. Nobody hears it, nobody cares about it, and none of it is coherent, and none of it is well thought out. It's just shit that he picked up. Yeah. Rumors.
It's just like reading off the back of his eyelids a lot of the time, isn't he?
Yeah. I mean, Christ, do you ever think that the only reason why he hung out with you, Ricardo, and Evil is just to try to get dirt on Dean?
I didn't know if it was that, but I didn't expect it.
But hold on. You even said that the whole PSG thing, which he claims responsibility for, you said he got that from Evil.
No, Ricardo, I think it was. Well, I don't know who actually coined the phrase, but Ricardo was the one who pushed it. He wouldn't have taken if Ricardo hadn't have pushed it.
Well, truthfully speaking, CPA, I can't tell which loud motherfucker apart from one another.
No, me neither these days.
All they do is they just scream.
Yeah, they're just a fucking swamp, the pair of them.
You tune into a stream and it's either... And then... I thought I turned into a Saturday morning cartoon once.
well, that's kind of what was cool about it, but at the same time, it's part of the hypnosis. It's part of the fucking hypnosis of these fucking weirdos that can't live in reality. I mean, so
But
much
that's
so.
But I mean that's the thing. Is the only reason why he even associated with you guys was to get dirt on Dean, because he was hoping that, well, my guy, now I've got CPE to argue for me. Now I've got Evil to argue for me. Now I've got Ricardo to argue for me. And the thing is keep in mind that, like, not even 2 months ago, before that, he was saying Ricardo was a piece of shit for ripping off a single mom, and then went and hung out with him. And then after it was
No,
done
I
and
think it
over
went the other
with-
way around, didn't it? No, because that was when
No, it was
that's all part of
before.
my story, yeah. Because I was going over to Ricardo's, and that was one of the many times when Ricardo took me under the bus and started his bullshit with me. And he tried to, because he was doing his Machiavellian shit, and he was trying to, like, because Ricardo can't tell his arse from his elbow, so he sees fucking Hayat coming, and he thinks, oh fucking hell, here's another person, I'm gonna have him for my coffers. He started, like, throwing me under the bus and doing all that shit for the sake of fucking Hayat, and then to win Hayat over into his channel, which was just like whatever. And then which wasn't the case anyway. And
Well, it was
then
like Hitler taking on Mussolini.
it was just fucking ridiculous.
All right. Well, can I ask you a question?
Go on,
And just from a logical perspective,
go on.
the big question that I've always wondered about is the text message.
Which one?
The one where he claims that he was being sarcastic about.
Right, yes.
Yes.
Now, that is going into an area that I don't want to really... and it's not because I'm wanting to protect this guy or anything like that. It's just I don't think this is the place for it.
Well,
Like Evil and Ricardo doing that.
just from a logical point of view, if are you able to discern sarcasm through a text, and would you put sarcasm or a sarcastic expression,
Even
with-
if he did, even if it was sarcastic, you've put that message. If she's a disgruntled ex, and she, for whatever reason, and I'm not saying that it isn't true, but even if it wasn't, then you've put that in there, and she will use that if she wants to use that, and there's nothing you can fucking say about it.
Yeah, and that's all. That's absolutely true. It's just the whole context of it, where, oh well, I did this to you. He didn't put it in quotations. He's like, well, I cheated on you. I assaulted you. I was mean to you, and all this other shit.
I mean,
It's just.
again, it's not really
then to come
something I want
out,
to
but
go
then
into.
to come out when it's like, what the fuck is this shit? Oh, I
Yeah.
meant every word about that, but I was sarcastic about this part. You
Yeah,
guys
I know, but it's, again, like I say, it's if someone's in that delusional space and they're not really operating on everything, to pick it apart like that. I know this is a big issue and stuff, and like I say, it's really to do with her as well, and I don't really want to go over it when she's not even here to.
Oh no, I honestly think they fucking tortured one another.
Yeah,
they both
exactly.
had
That's
really.
where I was at, but I'm not one to judge. But from what I could see from
Yeah,
my
there's no
personal
judging. It's
glances,
just from what it sounds like.
it
they
looks
just
like
hung
a
on
fucked
to.
up relationship that happened when they were younger, and that's where I left it. I was like, okay, that's as far as I need to take it. Not my circus, not my monkeys. But I do find it interesting that Dean is having to drag this. It's quite old as well, and I don't know why they're dragging Hayat in, because I've not even been in the community. I've only just come in back again recently because of fucking Scorned FM and all that shit. But like, if before that, I've had no overt or even subvert protection or support of Hayat. I've been on holiday for 3 weeks, so the fact that Dean is bringing this because it's so controversial, it speaks volumes at this time, which is
Well, I
interesting.
mean, this happened a while ago, and it's carried on. And once again, I get it. You haven't watched any of the shit, and
I didn't know he was still carrying it on, and that's
Yeah.
on him. But I mean, I am out of it. There's no reason why I should be dragged into this being carried on by either party, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I have had nothing to do with this.
And
The
that's a fair enough thing to say. I guess it's just from the perspective of, I mean, if I knew, and I mean that's the thing, and that's also what it boils down to, where he says that we're doing horrific shit. It's like, that's the thing. He doesn't fucking know me. He doesn't fucking know any of us. So, but he sits there and says things. But that's the thing, though, is let's just say where he makes the bullshit claim about Albert. If I knew, or I even thought that Albert was like that, or if Dean knew, or even thought that Albert was like that, do you really think that we would associate with somebody like that?
Well, no, but again, like it's where do you draw the line between shits and giggles, and where do you draw the line between trolling and shit like that? It's
but
like,
that's not shits and giggles, because that's
well, no, not at all. Not for me.
That
It's
is
not. But then
straight
other
up him
people-
accusing us of supporting somebody who did some horrific shit, and the idiot plastered the arrest report on like 7 different fucking reels, 7 different fucking reels, saying, "Oh, I've exposed you." The only thing exposed was just Albert, you know, when he got arrested, you know. But the whole thing is he's sitting there saying that he did something while the arrest report is showing that he didn't fucking do it. But the thing is that anytime it's like, nah, he didn't do that shit. Oh, well, you're just a pedophile supporter. You know?
Yeah, well, I got the same thing. I just got the same thing. I didn't even have to say that he didn't do it. I just said that I wasn't talking about it, and I got called a rape apologist, basically, repeatedly for months, just because I didn't want to get into it. That's it. I didn't even say he did or didn't do it.
I know, but can I ask you a question? And just
What?
yes or no. You don't need to explain. Are you an apologist?
No.
Do you know that you're not an apologist?
I won't say that I know anything. No.
No. Like what the point that I'm getting at is that if you know in your heart that you would never defend someone who did something like that, then who fucking cares?
Yeah, exactly. No. Well, I know what makes me who I am. And there's absolutely no way. Like, as soon as you know that someone's actually done something, you wouldn't.
Yeah, and it's just, that's the thing, though, is there is a lot of shit that this guy did that evidently you might not have known about. There's a lot of shit that this guy has said that evidently you might not have known about.
No, it's true. It's very true. Very true.
And
I'm sure there's a lot of shit that goes down around here all the time that I don't know about. I don't watch them. Like I said, I don't get to watch the streams. I'm too busy.
I wouldn't.
They're
If I
not.
were
They're not
you, I
child
fucking wouldn't.
friendly. I mean, any streams though. Any streams, like, they're just not child friendly. You know, and I can only do it for so long. I can only pop in. I might do an hour, go and see Buttocks for an hour, or maybe 2 sometimes. Or when it was Red Bull, it was a bit more child friendly, so I could do it a little bit more.
Well, I get it. Not everything is Bob the fucking Builder. You know, I mean, that's
Exactly, and it has to be sometimes. And plus, I've got a real thing with my kid having too much screen time, so I can't be that. I can't be a hypocrite. I can't be like, right, no screen time. I've got to do this and that and the other, and then I'm like, I'm just going on my phone for a minute. Like, I can't do that because it'll just encourage him to do it again. And I can't.
Yeah, there's that, but I mean, from one parent to another, sometimes it's like, well, you're watching television right now. And it's like, yeah, I also just worked an 8-hour shift. Thank you.
Well, yes, there is that. But still, it's,
you know, it's like I have the discussion with my own, where it's like, look, you got to do your homework before you fuck around with this stuff. You know, and it's like, well, you come home and go on your computer and play a video game. Yeah, because I just got done working. You know, I paid the bills that fucking bought this computer. I paid the bills that fucking power this computer.
Yeah.
I paid the bills that power the VR headset that you get to use. It's just,
he's just getting to the age where I can sort of have that.
Explain that realistic aspect.
Explaining it with him, yeah.
Seven is an interesting age.
Yeah,
you know?
it's a good age for it. I'm just getting to that. I done another growth spurt recently where I feel like I can. And it's like I can't remember what certain things that we've been doing, and people were like thinking, oh, we can't. It was something to do with swimming, or, you know, going swimming deeper in the sea and stuff. And it was just like, oh no, we can explain it to him, the safety. It's all right. And it just literally ticked over the course of a couple of months
Well,
from.
look, sometimes as long as the house is not in flames, and you can just be grateful for that.
Well, that is very true, isn't it? It is. But I've got to be in my bonnet about YouTube, so I don't want to be on it too much while he's around.
Yeah, I get it. You want to be the example and all that.
Yeah, a little bit. I'm shit at that being that example, but I do try.
No. The only thing that you just have to do is just be like, listen, as long as you're doing what you need to do, whatever you do in your spare time is your own business. And I'm not trying to tell you how to, raise your offspring. It's just, that's always been my belief is that, look, do what you want to do what you have to do, and then do what you want to do. Because, You know, some people find joys in watching streams. Some people find joys in watching TV. Some people find joys in reading books. It's just as long as what needs to be done is getting done, as long as the homework is getting done, as long as the schoolwork is coming in decent, then, hey, you know, you do your thing, I do my thing. But I also understand the screen time and how it gets addicting to people, and you want them to
It
do their
really
own
gets
shit.
in. They're so
But
like,
also-
good at keeping them attached to
But-
this
but-
one thing, you know?
Yeah, but also part of being a parent as well is sometimes you do have to lay out an old draconian rule of, look, do what I say, not what I do.
Oh yeah, definitely. It's all the way it has to be. I'm just like, yep, you have to do this, or I'm turning that. You know, I've got the
It's
team.
it's almost like, look, you're not allowed to swear until you get a job.
Yes, yes.
You know, I don't
I've
want
actually used that one on him. He said something, and I was like, once you can tie your shoelaces properly, then you can think about starting to swear if you want.
Yeah, that's the whole thing. It's just get a fucking job, and then you can use bad language. But you just said, fuck, I got a fucking job.
I need to be more sort of prosaic with it all, don't I? And less.
Look, it's all a learning process, and even after being a parent all these years, I'm still figuring shit out.
Yeah. Yeah, I've
Yeah.
got to get into my negotiating head with him now because
Well,
I've been.
you don't negotiate with terrorists, okay? This ain't the Falklands.
He can be a terrorist sometimes, as you, I'm sure you know for your own kids. Like
I
they,
do.
they know which buttons
But-
to press. They get good at it.
Yeah, but you know what is, and it's just like with YouTube, you know. Sometimes you just don't give a fuck if the button gets pressed. You disconnect the wire. Let them push
Yeah,
that fucking
true.
button all they want.
Exactly. Yeah,
You
that's
know?
it.
This
It
is
has
what
to be
comes
like
down
that.
to. I mean, look. At the end of the day, just do what you want to do. You know, like if you want to sit there and do the tarot cards, do the tarot cards. If you want to sit there and do the songs, do the songs. You put in the work. You put the kid to sleep. Then you do what you want to do.
Yeah, that's it. That's what I was doing, and I thank you because that's where I was. And they just try and find things to throw at me and shit like that, and I've just carried on just doing it. It doesn't touch
Hey,
me because I'm out of it.
I think a lot of it does have to just do with the association. Like, hey, you're hanging out with these fucking bums, and look what they're doing.
Yeah, but I don't hang around
You
with
know-
them. I don't hang around with anyone anymore. I'm just me. I'm just doing my
Well,
shit.
at the end of the day, you are just you, and you know what? That's the thing, though, is there's 7 billion more motherfuckers out there to connect with on the internet.
Yeah, true.
But it's just, I mean, I don't know. It's just sometimes you just have to look at people and be like, man, you're really an asshole. I
Yeah.
am. Well, okay, you're a
No,
fucking
they're the big
twat.
boy leagues of asshole. Did you hear? I mean, I didn't even get to hear the whole stream, but when I was doing my little clips for my song, they were like, "We're in the big boy leagues." You know, that's where they see it. They see that
Of
just
what?
being that nasty is being the big boys. So that's fair enough.
Well, look at it this way. If they want to talk about big boy leads, and I don't give a fuck if they're listening to this one, they want to be fucking monetized content creators that are making a career out of this shit. I do this shit part-time, and I do better than they fucking do.
I think they just need to. I think anyone who wants to be in the big boy leagues needs to lay off picking on safe targets. If they wanted to dedicate channels to beef, then picking
am-
on
But
safe
you see,
targets.
that's
is
the.
bullshit.
But you see, that's the I understand the implication of what you were saying. I got the wink and the nod. I grew up in a very European household. But we do this shit for fun.
Mm.
I'm not talking the trolling. I'm just talking we make videos playing video games. But once again, how many times... I can't begin the list how many times we would be minding our own business, playing a fucking game, and just bullshitting. Dean would go through his library of shit that he's got on Launchbox, and then all of a sudden, a fucking minion would come over trying to get somebody to talk shit so they could run back to their master and say, hey, did you hear what Dean was saying to you in your stream? Oh, the fucking Dean TV! Dean with no hair, no child, no life, no job, no nothing. And that's exactly what would happen. We would mind our own fucking business. We have minded our own fucking business. But every
Well, I can
single
take it from
Ricardo-
you, but I don't know about that from Dean because he never minded his own business with me. And I didn't even know about, and this is because I went on and saw all his community posts and I'd not seen any of them and they just went on and on and on and on about me. He wasn't minding his own business at all. And all this stuff about me being obsessed with him, I had no concept. I had no idea. I just
Yeah,
went through
but
it and was like, for fuck.
the most that I can say about that is I cannot speak for the man. He is his own person. You know.
Yeah. Oh no, that's what I'm just saying. Like, I don't think people
I
learn
understand
like
what you're saying. It's just I can't speak for the man.
I think
But
they
I
were
do
giving as good as they get. So when it comes to the minions, but I do like see. I look back on it and I see the methods that were used have been
we're a
used on
little
me.
extreme.
Definitely.
And I mean, once again, not for nothing. You and Dean have fucking gotten into it. You and Albert have screamed at one another, but at the very least, you knew where you stood.
Yeah, that's what I said.
And I mean, that's the
what I
thing,
said.
though, is like, if I ever wound up on a fucking stream with those two, I at least know that I would be like, what the fuck? Who the fuck am I around? You know? Like, where do
Well,
I
like
stand
I
with
said-
these people?
I've said with anything, the difference is that
And look how fast they turn.
haunted house. It's like a haunted house. Their stuff is like there's always this overarching. There's like a story, an overarching story arc. They're doing stuff. They're always on the make. They're doing stuff. I see it happening over at Dean's a bit as well. Well, not Dean's channel because I don't ever go over there. But you know, over in that side, I see it a little bit. But it's just not the haunted house at all. It's just you can see it.
I'll agree with the haunted house analogy because there's not a living soul in that motherfucker.
It's a death cult. I've said that. They're running it as a death cult because they're both like that. They're not about life. Neither of them. Look at them. They're both shut down, shut in, done in, dying slowly. They're just doing that. That's all they're doing, and they don't give a shit. They don't care about love or life or reaching out. All they care about is going inwards and inwards and eating people. So it's a death cult.
Well, I mean, once again, it's just every single stream I've ever heard of them. It always degenerates into Hobo Abo. Yeah, fucking Hobo Abo. That
Yeah,
fucking
exactly. That's where they've got it to now. It didn't used to be that bad. You see, at the beginning, that was kind of fun that Ricardo brought that sort of stuff into it. Everyone was like, "Aha!" A bit of a tagline and something a bit different. And then it just became entirely about that. And now that's what I keep saying because everyone who was there, we had all the different people and everyone having a bit of a laugh and a joke. I don't know what it's like now, but for a little distinct bit recently, you go over there and it is just a sub community people all kissing Evil's arse because he's got rid of anybody else apart from possibly Doshin who's going to say anything to him, and fucking Nelda kissing his arse. And it's just,
and they treat Doshin like garbage.
yeah. But Doshin, but the thing is as well, like we were saying with Hayat, Doshin has gone back for it for more, and that's why I had to draw the line with Doshin. I was just like, okay, you're making your choice. This is what you're doing, and I'm enabling. When I engage with Doshin, sometimes when the weather isn't good, I'm enabling his attachments to these negative people. So, and he's my last contact with them. It's like through being friends with Doshin, they'll always have a contact with me. He'll always feed back information to them. He'll always send them print screens of his comments and report back and just feed them. So I can never shut myself off from those people. So when Angela was asking me how I can leave myself open to that, yeah, just being friends with Doshin leaves me massively open to those people.
Well, I mean, at that point, then you just have to draw a line and be like, look, I'm friends with you. Keep me the fuck away from this shit.
I just think I've tried. I've banned him. I've done
in
a
all
lot.
honesty, that speaks to respect then, because that's not respecting your wishes.
No, it's not. But then I don't. But then again, like I'm saying, I'm challenging my judgments. I'm challenging my expectations, and I don't expect anybody to respect my wishes in here. It's the nice pleasant surprise when they do, you know.
Hey, not for nothing. I haven't called you a cunt.
No, I appreciate it. No, I've really appreciated that conversation.
But what I'm saying is just fuck the expectations and fuck the judgment. It's just you need to look at yourself and be like, I'm not going to tolerate this. I don't need this shit. Because you know you don't.
I wouldn't be here if that was the case. I wouldn't be anywhere near these people, and I'm looking at it because it's exotic. You know what I mean?
And then just once again, it's you just got to look at this fucking guy and be like, hey, look, keep me out of this shit, or I'm fucking bouncing.
Well, I do most of the time. That's why I don't go to Dean's. That's why when Angela was wanting me to bring Dean on and all the rest of it, it's like, no, because that's where I draw the line with him, because he hasn't kept me out of this shit. Now, with Doshin, we've had a complicated to-ing and fro-ing over the years. And many times, in fact, I think his main account is banned here. So we do have it. And there's certain times when I'll just block him completely when he's on his mission to kiss Ricardo's ass massively, then he knows that I'm onto him, because I'll just block him fully, because it's just not good. It's just not good for him. Is another one.
But, evidently, it's not good for you either.
I wouldn't be here if it wasn't. Well, I suppose
no.
it's not good, but it's.
But really, fuck what's good for them. Worry about what's good for you.
Yeah, but I suppose looking at it like you can just be. I could surround myself with cotton wool and just go to work and then come home and put something nice and soft on the TV and just live a nice, good life, and it's all nice and that's all good for me. Or I could have a beer and I could challenge myself, and that might not be good, or it might be good. But when I do get what I get from it is fucking gravy. Whether it's good gravy or bad gravy, it's fucking the good stuff. And it's the closest in this little battery farm fucking existence that we've all got now to any sort of real interaction, really, where people have let their humanity go because of, I don't know, social. I mean, obviously, when you're in the pub and having a laugh with people, it's a bit similar, but you don't quite have the long story arcs of people having beef with each other that you get here.
I don't know. When I've gone into a pub and sat down with people, I don't sit there and go, I got more fucking views than you.
No, well, that's not it. Yeah, that's it. That's where it falls away from my interpretation of the humanity. But even that in itself is, you do see people, though. You do see people doing it. But it might not be about views, but it'll be about something, you know.
But you know what? I would say that okay, I get the challenging yourself and putting yourself out there aspect. But it also goes back to the hot stove argument. You've gotten burned.
Who by?
Numerous times. You've gotten burned, but you shouldn't put your hand back on the stove.
But I'm not putting it on the exact same stove. Every time I'm doing it differently. We're moving on every time.
Yeah, you're just basically checking the burners instead of looking for the fire. You're just putting your hand.
No, because
on it and going,
the solution is obvious. The solution would be very obvious. Would just be to turn it off and go over to happy clappy YouTube land, which I'm not going to do.
Well, what I'm saying is maybe it's time to find different dregs of humanity.
Why?
Well, it seems to me like if you've got, once again, Hyatt, who admittedly uses people, Evil, who acts like a psychotic, jilted ex, and Ricardo, who has completely lost his fucking mind, where they're constantly making fun of you, and you've even said that they're worse than Dean.
Yeah, I've not got them. They're nothing to do with me anymore. The only thing I do with them is watch them. You see, my channel is all about analysing narcs and analysing crazy-ass people. So in that sense, that is good for me. That's good to have these people. All these crazy people.
I get it. It's fun to watch the drama. And I mean, I'm not trying to do a UK reference, but I love Kitchen Nightmares because it's funny when he yells at the fucking incompetent chefs.
Yeah, it's not quite that, though. It's about the dynamics of how people are working together and doing this shit and looking at that.
But there's no dynamics with these people.
There is, though. You wouldn't believe it. You wouldn't believe it. There are. Oh, mate. Tommy. Going around doing his shit, stirring his cake. Oh, mate. There's all sorts of shit going on. But you have to really be bothered to look, It's not for everybody, but I find it really interesting. And like you're saying, in a pub, people come in and do they say this and that and the other? In a way they do. In a job that you might come across working with certain types of people. And it's like, I've learned loads about people and how they interact in groups. From very extreme people like Evil and Ricardo, but still you can transpose it to other group situations. It's great. It's a great tool.
Well, are there other people that you watch that are more positive?
Oh yeah, when I've got time, yeah. And like I say, when I was away, yeah, definitely. I mean, I've got other people I interact with who are more positive. I do other things that are more positive, like I do my stuff with Rima and stuff. So I actually do stuff that's more positive as well. I want to do my ghost stream with Buttocks, and he still hasn't answered me whether he wanted to do it or whether it was just a ruse.
Real Evil is 24/7 horny. We can tell.
Who knows?
Oh, we can definitely tell. That guy's got some fucking repression issues. He's just a nasty bastard.
Yeah, it turns out he is.
Like no, that was like literally the first impression. I was like, this motherfucker just talks nasty.
Just really nasty.
You know, this is the type of person who would like make inappropriate jokes at women in the workplace and be like,
Hey, your tits look really nice in that sweater. Why am I in an HR meeting?
Yeah. All I can say is I was delusional, but also he had me in a fantasy world or something. I didn't see him, or he didn't act
Yeah.
like this. I think Ricardo brought out the worst in him in a lot of ways.
or either that or he just couldn't keep up the act any longer.
Yeah.
I mean, hey, like once again with the positivity thing, I mean, hey, if Buttocks can do the fucking ghost stream, do the fucking ghost stream with Buttocks, or do one on your own, and then just be like,
Yeah,
hey,
I'll do
you
it
can be
anyway.
part of
But
it.
he's a bastard because he keeps saying he wants to do it anyway. Let's see.
Well,
But I will do the ghost stream, and I still think
well,
that
you know what? Get a Sega Genesis emulator and play that fucking Princess Castle game that he wants. That'll get him to hang out.
Princess Castle. You can go and see fucking Evil for that.
Do they even play anything different?
I don't even know. I don't even watch them anymore. But
I
I saw that they
highly,
were playing more
highly doubt it.
Ricardo style games lately.
But you know what? That's the thing, though. Is you said you've got Lemur. Do shit with Lemur.
Yeah, I do. That's it. I haven't done because I just haven't been around doing shit. This is the first I've done. Like yesterday when I did that stream, that's the first fucking time. I think I might have done one before, but I haven't done it because I just haven't been doing it. I've had my own shit to do. I've been doing a few little songs on the AI and that's it. You know, little throwaway things. I do like that Dank likes my Creep's Gonna Creep song though. That's hilarious. That's like a 20-minute loop of like 30 seconds. But like it's just shit like that, and that's what I'm here for. I'm here to do the observation, and I'm here to do my art, and that's it. And so all these people are putting this stuff on me like I'm having this really bad time and all this stuff. I'm really not. I am just observing it, and it might seem like I am having a bad time because I suppose I'm not on as much as I used to be, but it's just because I'm really busy and I got a new perspective where my balance with my life and this shit is way better now. I'm not in that fucking cult with him, so why should I be on here all the time watching idiots?
Well, I mean, who knows? I mean, at the end of the day, if you're not hanging out with them, I guess maybe things will quiet down for you. You know, it's
I
it's
don't
like,
hang around. I've not been hanging
it's
around
like
with them for
drugs. You got to
ages.
wean off of it. You know.
Yeah, I think they must be putting something out. I don't even know. They must be putting out some right stories because I've not been hanging around with those guys for fucking donkeys. And if I had been, I wouldn't have been going over to Buttocks because they weren't having it.
Well,
They weren't having me being friends with Buttocks. They weren't having me being friends with Lewis. They weren't having it at all.
Well, no. Well, that was the whole thing. Once again, something
Yeah.
jilted lover.
Yeah, it's unbelievable how cliche it is. And now they don't even care what it makes them look like. Honestly, like I only, like I say, saw a tiny bit of their reaction to the first conversation I had with Angela, and he was like saying, "Oh, your psychopath boyfriend dream is over," and all that. That's coming from Evil, and you're just like, "What are you talking about?" Like there was no ever an incidence or hinting of that. And you're just dragging this jealous boyfriend shit out, and how many months, if not over a year down the line,
That's
whilst
fucking
trying
goofy.
to make out to everybody that I'm this fucking obsessed ex-girlfriend, which if people
That's
are
a
thinking
narrative that
that,
gets pushed.
pardon?
That's a narrative that gets pushed.
Yeah, exactly. And I bet people believe it because I'm just not there putting in the hours. But unfortunately, you're just going to have to realize that the ones who aren't in there putting out the hours, there's probably a reason for that, and that's because they're not obsessed girlfriends. So when you like believe in it because they're saying it so many times, just have a step back and a think, and just be like, if there was an obsessed girlfriend involved here, if there was someone who was just making it all for drama, like something like Hayat was saying, or trying to attach for drama, like, wouldn't I be acting in a completely different way to how I'm acting right now? Maybe not right now because I'm having a drama stream, but that's because I knew that if I didn't actually put occasionally, so it's just like putting out fires. It really is, because I'm a busy life. So it's like, okay, at this point I have to put some work in because otherwise these people are just going to pile a load of shit on me. And it's just hard to unpick. But other than that, the rest of the time, I just let them get on with it because it's all good for me. All I'm here to do is analyze it. And it's hilarious, some of the shit, and it's great. And it's not just me doing it as well. There's not just me making videos on this. So I get to watch the other videos, which other people are making, and that's funny too.
I don't know. That guy's a bit of a nut. You know?
Yeah.
It's just, I mean, these guys wanted to become like fucking viral YouTubers, like in the retro gaming community.
I think they do. Yeah, I think they genuinely do, don't they?
Well, this is what happens. It's something that I've seen so many times over the years with these fucking guys. They, we're going to be the next big retro gaming channel on YouTube, and then when it doesn't fucking work out because either, and it's not even a knock, either they're not interesting enough, or they don't have what it takes to do it, or to do it right. The market is just so fucking bloated, and they think that they're fucking good enough to, like, in a year be making $200,000 a year doing this shit. It doesn't happen that way. They throw their whole lives into doing this fucking thing, and then all of a sudden it becomes all about the drama, and this is where it gets fucking hilarious to me. It's just, they realize, well, I spent like 3 months making this video, and it only got 20 views, and it didn't get me any subscribers. But I made a video talking shit about this fucking guy over here, and it got 300 views, and people subscribed to it. So this is what I'm going to do. It's all these retro gaming fucking channels, and this is what they're doing right now. Ricardo can't get anybody to watch his fucking...
Ricardo's unbelievable.
He can't get anybody to watch his fucking gaming stream, so now the only way that he can get anybody to watch the stream is by screaming about Dean. And the thing is, it's not much of a fucking flex.
And me as well. And the thing is, he's obsessed with Lewis. He's obsessed with me. And yes, he had his obsession with Dean, but it's nothing compared to Lewis and me. And you just like, that's my point, is that he's spouting off saying he's this drama channel and all this stuff, trying to just ride the coattails of this whole community and everything, but always keeping it safe. It's banny, banny, banny. No one's allowed to have any fucking arguments or discussions. Anyone who actually can see something gets chucked out like Vic Vega. And the whole fucking smear made about them, like me. And it's absolutely unbelievable how he doesn't care what he looks like. He doesn't care because he's just got his little henchmen around him. And if he can push it along fast enough, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how he got there, because he knows this is all very short term. Tomorrow's chip paper, innit? Yesterday's chip paper or whatever. It's done. By the time
the thing is Ricardo is not halfway bad at playing video games. He's not terrible. I've seen way worse.
That's it. He just can't. I watched a Sam Vaknin about it, and they were saying that like interactions with people, where there's too many people, it just bogs them down too much. It just gets them too much. And I've seen that in Ricardo. Like, he really can't handle that too many people talking.
Yeah,
to
but
him.
that's the whole point. It's 1,000% the whole point of doing this shit.
Yeah.
I mean,
exactly.
Fuck. If I do a stream, I have my regulars show up, and we don't have to sit there and talk about how fucking stupid Jeff Hyatt is. We just sit down and talk about horror movies.
Yeah.
You know? And if there's like 10 people in the chat,
control. It's out of fear. It's out of fear and control.
Well, that's the thing. It's a lack of control, and it
Yeah,
also goes
it
into
is.
the line of that it's a we couldn't do it this way, so let's go ahead and just be a drama channel. And now, oh cool, I've got the same 4 people showing up, and I'm still talking about the same fucking 4 people that I can't stand. And then what now? And
Exactly.
I mean, hell, the majority
If you
of
ask
the people.
that, if you say that, they'll kick you out.
Well,
That's what they did
it's
to
also-
Vic.
Yeah. But you know what? It's also not much of a flex to sit there and brag that the only way that you get people to watch you is for people to look for stupid shit that you say to make fun of you for later. Once again, back to the Hyatt thing. Oh, I got these views, my guy. The only fucking viewers that he's getting, he's not drawing anybody new to his channel. It's people
not
that are
far
just
off.
tuning. It's people just tuning in because they want to hear what ridiculous, stupid thing he's going to say next. 59 equals 70, and fucking I lift up 300-pound diesel engines and all this other shit. It's just people are not tuning in because they want to hear you and they care about your opinions about a common interest. They just want to hear you fucking bitch and say something dumb. And then that way they can respond to it and be like, look what this idiot said.
That's YouTube for you, isn't it? But that's the thing, when people aren't.
But it's not
a bit
YouTube for you.
delusional,
It's
then
just
that's what-
it's not YouTube for you. It just means that their shit did not work out, and now this is the only attention that they get. But it's not fucking.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a child. They don't get the positive attention, so they get the, so they do.
It is
get the
interesting
negative
that
attention.
point that you say about things not working out, and so they do this stuff, because it's a bit similar to the old, to like the music industry sort of stuff, isn't it? And it's again the whole thing about people wanting to be in a band. How many people do you know, like, who started when they were young and they had their all their dreams, and they did it for years, but eventually they had to give it up.
But the whole problem is you're getting into it for the wrong fucking reasons. Like if you're gonna
Yeah,
be a
exactly,
retro video,
exactly.
if you're gonna be a retro video game channel, your whole purpose in fucking life as a YouTube channel is to share those video games with people.
Yeah,
You,
which is what I took them all for. I took them all for that sort of person, but they're not. They're obsessed with numbers. They're obsessed with it, and it's ridiculous. The big boy leagues, they're on like 200 subscribers. For God's sake, just understand what you are and where you are.
200 subscribers is big league.
Apparently so. Apparently so. Yeah, I know. That's what I'm talking about. 200 subscribers in this place.
Wait, hold on a minute here. Let me go.
Made off the back of taking the fucking piss out of the only woman in the place, blatantly and obviously.
But well, hold on a second here. 200 subscribers? That's the big leagues?
Apparently so, yeah. Well, Evil's at 140, and because I checked when they said about the big leagues, and I was like, okay, so he's at 140, and then Ricardo was at, I think, 270 or something.
I'm sitting at 928, so they can kiss my fucking ass.
Well, they're the big leagues. They're the big leagues. Well, they'll be kissing. Well, they might be. Well, they might not, though, because they don't want anyone who can see, do they? They don't want anyone who can see.
Hey, guys, there's your fucking crown, Your Majesty.
Yeah, they can have it, can't they? They can be the big boys. And like I said to when they were saying that Angela buried me the other day, and I was like, well, you can, because it just means that you guys want to talk about something I don't want to talk about. If that means that you buried me, then that's cool. I don't give a shit. Like, but it's fine because we had a good chat, and I'm really looking forward to doing the karaoke. I think that'll be fucking amazing. And everyone's welcome, apart from a couple of people who just be very disruptive. Everyone's welcome to that.
Well, like I said, I have a crazy work schedule and I got my own shit, so just don't take my not being there as a snub.
Oh no, not at all, not at all. Obviously, no pressure on anyone. No pressure on anyone either. It's absolutely fine.
I get it. It's just that's the big leagues, huh?
That's it. We're in the big leagues now. We're the little league. We're the little league. They're the big leagues. But you know, the little league can still have fun, can't we? We can all have fun.
More like they're in the fucking Special Olympics.
Yes.
I mean, yeah. I do this shit for like fun. I do it as a side hobby. So
yeah,
I mean,
innit. Exactly. Imagine that. Imagine calling yourself the big leagues. Yeah, exactly. This is just me looking at fucking idiots that I've managed to find on the internet. This is it. Eventually, I can play a game occasionally and maybe do something a bit fun when I've got time.
I mean, also look at Dean. He's got 52,000. What the fuck is the thing? 200,000 subscribers, no views. Yeah, he said it like enough times. I mean, I don't know. I mean, big leagues here. I mean, I got a video that's got over 171,000 views. You know, so hey, I mean, they can enjoy their they can enjoy their big fucking leagues all they want. It's just this is the thing, is it?
It's not. It doesn't have any bearing on reality. It's nothing. I mean, none of this does it? So.
Well, it also ties in with fucking dumb shit over there. We're crushing it. We're killing it. We smashed all these channels. I get better numbers than you guys. Sure you do.
It's all about the numbers, but they pretend that it's not. That's the thing. Don't pretend that you're not when you are.
And then they get mad because it's not fucking going.
Well, no, they don't get mad. They just come and feed off either me or Lewis. That's what they do. They come and look for cans, and that's it.
Oh no, it fucking makes them big mad. It's got to make them big mad because that's all they talk about. They can't sit there. But I mean.
No, I don't think they are not actually mad. I think they just literally just want the numbers. They just want.
Oh no, they're fucking mad because you know what? They can never sit down and talk about what they did with their day. They can't sit down and talk about anything interesting that they've done. It's like, hey, how was your week?
No, they can't talk about anything. They find it an offense to try and talk about anything like that because then you're anyone else having like any sort of fluid conversation about anything that isn't directed or focused by them is a threat. I've seen it.
Hey, they have what's called a life, my guy.
Exactly. And so, like, if you don't see me for a few days, again, like you say, it's no snub. It's not because I'm scared. It's not because anyone buried me. It's just because I can only do this for so long, and then I have to give it a few. You might see, like, you know, I'll be on someone's stream for a bit and say hello. Or I might even do a little song or something, but I'm just not going to be massively invested. What I did do, and what I do still do, is every morning I'll check if Evil and Ricardo have been streaming, and I will just check and take a snapshot of the chat. And that takes like I'll have like less than a minute, and that's what I'll do because I need to have some idea what they're doing. But other than that, that's it regarding those guys.
Yeah, but who gives a shit what they say?
Well, because it is part of the landscape that I'm in. So again, like you say about the burners, if you are in the burners, you kind of want to know where the burners are and stuff.
I don't know. I don't even think there's any gas going to that up in CPE.
That's very true. That's very true.
You know, it's just, once again, you have to look at it like
They're on the vapors.
Never sit there and be like, well, shit,
You know, I did this week. You know, I took my car to the auto shop and I got my tires changed, or I changed my oil.
it's just literally,
Dean TV with his big bald head.
you know, it's just, what the fuck else do they have to talk about? They ain't got shit to talk about.
It's always shit talking on people, but I don't think they ever pretended it wasn't. But yeah, I know what you mean. They don't ever.
It's not even that. Well, they can't pretend that it's all they've got. That's
Well,
what
it
I'm
is
saying.
now. It didn't used to be like that. It didn't used to be as bad as that. It's like Ricardo with his fucking taglines. It really is, and he's just reduced it down to that. And because there's no one in that there's no one in the fucking chat talking anymore. There's only a handful of people. Because like anyone who had a conversation who'd bring something to the table, they've all been fucking ousted.
Hey,
Like,
they're in the
that's
big
just
leagues.
you know,
That's
we've all
big
been
leagues.
ousted.
When you got to when you have to kick away your audience, you're big time.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Saying that though, I did ban Dawson early thinking he was Ricardo, so there is that. But I just want to ban Ricardo. But he's back anyway because Buttock solved it. But I'm going to go now because we're at the 3.5 hour mark. But I do appreciate chatting to you. And I really appreciated us having this conversation. You brought up some good points. I'm still going to think about that thing about, you know, where do you draw the line when it comes to disability and trolling, I think, because there's a lot to be said for that. There's a lot. I mean, I remember going to stand-up comedians and stuff where they actively took the mick out of people with disabilities because they wanted it. And there's a lot going on with that question, so I will consider it.
I mean, it is an interesting thought. It's just eventually you're going to have to come to your own conclusion. But my thing is that, yeah, you can look at this person and tell that not all of his fucking dogs are barking. And the thing is, it's just after a while, there are parts where it's like the guy doesn't even need to generate sympathy. You can just look at him and feel fucking sorry for him. That laugh says it all. But the whole thing is, but it's just.
It's true. Just for a second, Lewis wants to say, okay, it's just for a second though, Lewis, mate. It's just for a second. You better not be ambushing me with no bloody controversial bullshit just before I'm about to leave. I tells thee. Well, did I send it? Yeah, it was only 2 minutes ago. So there we are. But yeah, I know.
It's just sometimes you just have to look at a sack of shit and say that's a sack of shit.
I know. Well, I get that, but I do get that.
Yeah, there are. It's just there are some people out there who, like I said, you can tell that not all this guy's dogs are barking, and there's some things that you could be like, you know what, I get it. He's fucking probably Asperger's, probably autistic, but at the same time, it's like you can't get away with that. It's not a bulletproof vest.
I agree.
If that was the case, Russia would have taken all of their mentally handicapped people and marched them into Ukraine, and Ukraine would have been like, oh, it's okay.
CPE.
Yes.
I only wanted you to read my pub joke that I just left for you at the very end there. That's the only reason.
Joke. Where is it?
Oh God, where is it? Well, I'll just tell it to you. So,
tell me.
so one time a buddy of mine was telling someone else, he was like, have you ever been to Ireland? I was like, oh yeah, it's fucking beautiful. It's great. It's like, it's magical. He was like, oh yeah, it's enthralling. I was like, yeah, I got really enthralled one night. I was hanging out at the pub. I thought I was leaning up against the wall for support, and then all of a sudden the fucking barkeep comes along and runs a fucking broom over my face. I was not leaning up against the wall for support. I don't know. It was a lot funnier in my head.
It's a good one. I like it. I do like it. I've never been that drunk, thank God.
There's a better delivery out there. I'm working on it. I'm workshopping it. You know?
I like it. It's very Irish as well. It's very Irish.
Hey, I always like a good joke. The only thing that I ever draw the line on is concentration camp jokes, because I had a relative that died in one.
Well, good news for you. I have 0 concentration camp jokes.
Yay!
I know, and I mean it was unbelievable what happened. It's just, son of a bitch got drunk and fell out of a guard tower.
Oh God.
You
Well, on that
fucking
note-
psycho. You fucking got me on that one.
That'll be up on our door next time.
That's a goddamn tragedy. Oh fuck! I fell for it. I thought you were like,
Fell for it.
fucking
Fucking hell.
got me.
You do realize sarcasm, my guy.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. No, I got it.
I'm always on the edge, thinking like it could or it couldn't. I'm always like ready with whatever.
No, I was already like, oh man, this guy's like he lost some people. I was like, no, oh, and no, got me. Good job.
It's unlikely for people to offer that information up without something as a punchline, but you never know. You've got to make sure that you're all sensitive.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
You don't want to offend someone if they're not ready to be offended. But no, I was
Exactly,
ready.
yeah. That's kind of what we've been talking and discussing
Well,
tonight.
that's the whole
actually.
thing, though, is that some people can choose to be offended.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, jokes are jokes.
True.
You never want to punch down. You always want to punch up. But
Some people
That's
can
it.
choose to be offended, and some people can choose to be offensive.
yeah. Well, that's the thing. You can also
My guy.
You can choose to be an offensive asshole and like often.
You can choose not to
don't
be
need-
offended as well,
You
can't
never
you?
have to be that guy.
I mean,
No,
I got to
nobody-
admit,
no one
it is
like
kind
that.
of funny, because the first time that I did hear that shit, I seriously thought that that's got to be cool having a laugh like Skeletor from the He-Man cartoon.
Hey man.
I'll let you, boo.
I'll get you, He-Man, next time.
Yeah, it's always like, I'll get you, CPE. Yeah,
I'll get you, CPE, next time.
We hate you.
Next Saturday on the next Saturday morning cartoon, I get you, CPE.
Wait till next Saturday.
Oh no! Where is my He-Man? Gone.
You gotta
He's
wait.
gone.
You gotta wait.
Lewis is your He-Man. We all know this.
Lewis is my He-Man.
Right? There you go.
So yeah, yes, Lewis is my He-Man.
All right, so CPE, do me one solid favor.
What's that?
Say, fuck you, my guy.
No, I'm not going to say that. I'm not doing that.
I'll say.
Fuck you,
It's
my
funny.
guy.
It is funny that you say it. It's funny that you
You
say
do
it.
realize, fuck you, my guy.
Thank you, my
Fuck
guys. I'll say
you,
thank you, my
my
guys, and thank you for coming. And I hope it's not the last time I speak to you, Fatal Vision, because I did enjoy this conversation. And hopefully you
I'll be
can come
around.
for a bit longer next time, Dank, and we can maybe have a...
Yeah.
I'll be
Sorry,
around,
I think
my
my
guy.
computer was fucked. I was trying to get a hold of you, but yeah, all good. I had a good time listening to you guys chit chat, and also I'm gonna go listen to some Creeps Gonna Creep for about.
Yay!
All right,
Have
wait.
you-
All right, if you're not going to say fuck you, my guy, can you give the Skeletor laugh? Just go.
I'll try.
I'll get you next time, man.
I'll get you next time, He-Man.
This sound exactly like him, to be fair. All right. Thank you, everybody.
Yeah, fuck yeah. No,
See you later. And for singing also. See you later.
Always.
Cheers.
Very good.